I mean, I don't know why we just didn't let the intro be you and Cole arguing from last week. We should have had that as our intro this week rather than me talking.
Look, I'm sure
people
that'll
are sick
happen
and
at
tired
some
of
point
that.
during this episode anyway.
Oh, I think it'll happen after we stop recording. Guaranteed.
Always tends
100%.
to. Oh, it'll happen when I talk about NBA this week. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh man,
we're back.
You gotta hear his opinions about the playoffs.
True.
Oh,
Not only the playoffs, but about the teams in the playoffs.
All right. I'm gonna rally the troops here.
All
We're
right.
here again on the Big Three Sportscast. We're just honestly, we know how it goes now. It's we. The problem is us doing this every week. We record on like random days now because everybody's so busy, and we're just like, yeah, sure. Today's Thursday. We recorded what? Friday last week, and the week
Indeed.
before that, like Sunday.
Sometimes it's been Sunday, sometimes it's been Thursday. It's pretty much
We've done
any.
a Monday. Yeah. So,
Did we? Oh wow.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did. We did a Sunday.
I forgot we did it Monday.
Oh yeah, that too. No, all right. Well, here we are. It's Thursday. Raiders and Chargers are playing as we speak.
They are.
The game is obviously as Cole says. Go ahead.
It's actually kind of a. It's actually a significant.
you.
Well, hold on. It's
Who
okay now.
gives a
Cole doesn't
shit?
think the Chargers stand a chance of the playoffs, but it
The
actually
Raiders are
this
gonna
is
win,
this
but-
is a significant game for both of these teams because if either of these teams want to stay up, want to be playoff relevant at all, if whoever wins this game actually has a chance of making the playoffs, the other team basically out of it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're still fighting with the Chiefs in that division. So
I
have fun,
I
guys.
know, but there is the wild card.
That's literally like what the AFC North is. It's the Ravens just running away with the division while the Steelers and Browns sit there and they're being babies and claw at each other trying to reach the top. It's not
Oh,
gonna
very
work.
true. I'm not saying you're right, but I'm just saying there is the wild card, and if they want any hope of getting that spot, then they're gonna have to, whoever wins this game, I think they're the main proponent to get that spot.
No, that's.
We'll see. There's
They
a
or at
lot
least
of
they
things
have the
that-
highest fighting chance, because anything can
If
happen.
either of these teams passes the Colts
It
or
goes.
Bills, I will be astounded.
Look, I'll be pretty shocked too, but you got to admit anything can happen. We thought Dallas would be sweeping the NFC East, and that's just not happening right now.
I mean, they're gonna win the NFC East.
Probably, but
I'm
it's
be
going to
honest,
be a
it's
lot
good
harder.
thing you
Yeah.
because I'm lagging.
Oh, I'm
Feel
sorry. Are you good?
I don't know. The internet's just been taking like it's good old sweet time today.
All right. Well, if you want, I can just start doing topics for you instead.
That's fine. I don't care, man.
All right, cool. Well, I was just
I
gonna
mean,
bring up.
I'm
So, there hasn't been a whole ton of major NFL news for like major team rosters or anything like that
I mean, that's because
over the past week.
trade
But
deadline
again,
passed.
trade deadline, trade dedeadline did pass. However, what we did get is kind of a bunch of smaller drama-based news, if you want to call it that. So, three major things, and then kind of a couple smaller things to get out of the way. Shut up, Cole. Let's get the one most boring one out of the way. The Redskins, who had just Trent Williams had just come back to the Redskins after week 10, where he was going to apparently he wanted to come back because the Redskins didn't trade him after the trade deadline, so he was like, screw it, I'm going to come back, get as much money as I can, then get traded in the offseason.
Didn't pass his physical.
And then he didn't pass his
Go,
helmet physical.
go.
So, Cole, shut up. And
The
then
Raiders just got a huge interception.
I am behind you, okay?
Alright.
And so
He doesn't want spoilers, Cole.
exactly. And Trent Williams came back, and basically the Redskins were like, okay, this is retarded. So they put him on. They announced today that they placed Trent Williams on it's called the reserve non-football injury list, which basically means he's out for the rest of the season.
I mean, didn't he have cancer?
He had cancer, not just this year, like it's been.
No, they said he didn't. Like, there was something about like him not passing his helmet physical because of like a bump on his head.
Yeah, it was a bump on his head, but that had been cancer for like 5 years already. It wasn't just like they figured it out now all of a sudden. It's been there for a while, and
Well, no, there was like a whole thing. Like, I'm not even joking when I say this. There was a whole thing
No, I know.
on the Redskins staff like fucking this up and him.
Oh, I know,
yeah.
I know, but that was he found that out earlier. This isn't like brand new right now. This is like he had found this out earlier. This is why he was so mad at the Redskins staff earlier in the off season is what.
Oh,
that's
what
why.
initiated
Yeah.
it,
That's
okay.
what initiated the holdout because he was so mad at the Redskins medical staff for not figuring this out themselves. And so he started the holdout with that. And then he came back and he still failed his helmet physical. I'm not exactly sure why. Don't think the conditions were released per se. But anyway, sum it all up. He's been placed on the non-football injury reserve list, which is just a really weird name for it, but whatever. And most likely to not, he'll be traded in the offseason. But I'm assuming it's only going to get uglier. His agent probably is going to want to fight the Redskins tooth and nail on everything for any money he can get out of it. So it's probably just going to be another whole blunder on the Redskins offseason, as bad as that's already going to be for them. And so, yeah, I mean, the Redskins got a ton of issues, but this one's definitely at the forefront. And that was one of the stories. And also, the A.J. Green comeback, which was supposed to be happening this week, Week 10, has been set back as he is now confirmed to be out this week. He had a swollen ankle in his first return from practice today. And the Bengals aren't risking anything, especially with him being a free agent on this offseason still. And so they're not risking anything. He had a setback and is now 100% out for this week. Whether or not, I mean, obviously the trade deadline passed, so we can't trade him. But whether or not they decide to look into the offseason at moving him or not, or he just becomes a free agent and says, screw it, I'm going to go to a different team, really up in the air still. Probably, I would assume he's going to try to be a free agent, though. That's my inclination. The Seahawks picked up Josh Gordon off of waivers or off of the injury waivers, and he was in practice today for the Seahawks, but he was limited in practice due to an ankle issue that he still had from being on the Patriots. And then finally, the other, I guess, smaller bit of news, if you want to call it that, is Antonio Brown had you could call it an updated little saga thing. He had what was called a preliminary court hearing today with his lawyer and I guess his agent or something about all his crap he had to go through. And basically, to sum it all up, I guess he went through with a court hearing. We're not exactly sure what spurred it on, but he sent out this Instagram post and then he also tweeted it out, but then he deleted the tweet. I'm not sure if the Instagram post is still up, but basically deleted the tweet pretty quick. And he basically just said, in essence, F the NFL, this is all BS, and I don't want to play for you guys anymore, blah, 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 blah. And then about 4, maybe 5 hours later, he put out another tweet saying, he deleted that tweet, and then he put out another one saying, I'm just very frustrated right now with all the false allegations and slander to my name. I love football, and I miss it. I just want to play, and I'm very emotional about that. I'm determined to make my way back to the NFL ASAP. And so basically within 4 hours of himself contradicting what he said, where he never wanted to play in the NFL again, almost basically begging someone to take him back at this point. So that saga is still ongoing.
Well, I mean, why would he not, though?
Oh, I know, but many people are...
He got bored.
He got bored.
He said, my money income ain't coming in. I ain't got 31 mil now. I need more. Please give me more.
I mean, in essence, pretty much. Here's the thing that I find funny. A lot of people on Twitter...
This man just sad.
In his comment section, if you check him out or are following him, a lot of people on Twitter considering that how poorly grammar usually like his tweets are. They're very few periods, almost no commas. They basically make no actual grammatical sense at all. And every tweet he's ever put out basically has been the same way. And then this new one where he's like apologizing to the NFL is like the most grammatically correct tweet he's ever had. Most people think his agent Drew Rosenhaus did it. I mean, obviously can't confirm that, but it's very funny because a lot of people are just assuming that he didn't actually tweet it himself.
Well, I mean, I'll definitely say this much. I know if I ever tweet something or put some on Instagram or even in a text message, I don't have grammar either, so I get the feeling.
I mean, yeah, I don't really care about my grammar either on social media, but his is so bad. Like, he doesn't even spell words right.
It's another... Okay.
Oh, it's not like your basic, like, you know, okay, we don't put commas or periods. It's like he spells words wrong. He doesn't even make, like, sentences don't make sense or anything like that. It's very bad in terms of just general English language. So, I mean, yeah, so that's that. I mean, that's kind of just another phase in the Antonio Brown saga continuing. He has another hearing next week, I believe, like the 17th. And that's going to be like just basically the NFL talks to the judges, and he has to be there to explain what's going on.
That's his hearing. Okay, so supposedly the girlfriend that he's
Yeah,
got,
that's
like,
his. That's
civil
the
charges.
Exactly. That's the civil charges case where the
Well,
NFL
but the
has
thing
to
is,
show
the
up.
NFL wanted to hear her side too.
Yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
his turn to go
And
in.
it's
So
part of the. It's part of
mainly a
their
formality.
investigation. Yeah, it's mainly a formality.
Dude, I'll be
but
dead honest. I don't know why Mitch picked him up. Like,
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
I was gonna go over this as well, but it kind of seemed irrelevant when he tweeted it out. Like he almost like originally, because when I first mentioned this, he just tweeted out, "F the NFL. I don't want to play for you. You couldn't pay me to anymore." And then, like 4 hours later, he takes it all back. So I was like, I guess it is a story still. There are 5 reported teams, reportedly at least, interested in discussing with Antonio Brown's agent to sign him. Those teams were I can't remember them all, but the major teams that were playoff relevant at least were the Seahawks, the Ravens, the Packers, and I believe the the Bears. I think the Bears as well were trying to sign him, which kind of makes sense considering. And the Eagles as well. All those teams were trying to sign him to basically 2 of them mainly just to save their season, the Bears and the Eagles obviously, but the other teams,
the Bears need something more.
the Bears need a lot more than just a wide receiver to save their season. They got a lot of
Yeah,
problems and it
basically.
starts at the top. But the other teams definitely definitely tried to sign. Russell Wilson apparently even spoke to his GM asking his GM to sign him.
That's because they, like, to be honest, like they don't have like 100% deep threat.
Yeah, no. Well, here's the thing. They apparently Russell Wilson spoke to his GM before they signed Josh Gordon off of waivers, and I guess his GM just wasn't gonna take all the drama and issues that came with Antonio Brown right now, and so they decided to sign Josh Gordon instead, and that was their quote unquote deep threat option now.
That makes sense.
But here's the thing: Russell Wilson doesn't really need much help. Have you seen him playing? His receivers are doing insane.
Yeah, but imagine if he got that help.
Yeah, I know how much better they would be, and how much it'd be insane receiver core, probably the best in the league at that point. But
is it worth it?
Is it worth it to ruin your chemistry, to ruin all you're doing as a team? I don't know. I mean, you could ask. I mean, the Packers were very much interested in signing him as well. You could ask Cole if he would even want them. You know, being a major Packers fan, Cole is. I'm not even sure he would. It's like a balance you got to weigh. Aaron Rodgers to Tony Brown sounds amazing on paper, but are you going to ruin your perfect team chemistry? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's kind of a hard pendulum to swing there.
Try him out for a game.
Try him out for a game, just against a very important matchup maybe. But yeah, it's something that the Seahawks were definitely interested in, especially Russell Wilson. You can understand why, but they just decided to go the Josh Gordon route instead, which will still be an obvious improvement compared to anyone. They brought basically anyone besides, I don't know, a top 5 receiver in the league. But yeah, I just think it's still funny to me that this is still going on the way it is, and the fact that Antonio Brown still refuses to stay off the one thing that has caused him all the issues that he has on Twitter is just mind-boggling to me. Just stunning in ways really funny to me, actually.
To be dead honest, you just can't fix stupid.
I mean, a lot of people say it has to do with that Vontaze Burfict where he got They believe he had CTE.
Died.
Pretty much. I mean, it didn't. If you look at the hit, yeah, it looks rough.
Bad.
It looks really rough, but it didn't hit him in the head.
Yeah, it did.
No, I thought it was face mask.
No, but even then, because your helmet's obviously.
I mean, your helmet is your face mask connected to your helmet, but it's not like it hit him in the back of the head directly. It was more front neck area.
His head snapped and how he landed, like his head.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look great. I'll give you that.
I look like a total jackass one day at hockey practice because my coach was having us do breakouts, and you go like, if you've ever seen a hockey breakout, like a good one, you go down you go down to the bottom, but you transition from a forward skate to a back skate, then turn back around and go. I messed up my transition because the ice we practiced on wasn't the best, and I was super tired too. So I was like, basically, I won't lie, the ice didn't fuck me. I fucked myself.
Jesus.
But I fell, and my head snapped back, dude. I got up. I could not see.
That's awful, actually.
Him being hit in the head, yeah, that's gonna mess him up. But also how he lands and his neck snaps.
Yeah.
Like even just like your head doesn't even have to hit the ground. If your head jerks too hard in one direction, your brain might come loose and give you like a bad concussion.
That's disgusting, actually.
Yeah, dude, it hurts.
All right. Well, okay, understandable in that case.
I'm saying so like if people, I mean, I get that hit didn't really do may not have done anything, but if people want to think that it did, there is a way to where your brain could be like.
I mean, I can understand. It's just I feel like you would have seen the effects before now, at least. I don't think it would have been like so delayed, I guess you could call it, the year, because it's been years. It's been years.
Oh no, he was a diva since day one.
That's
not what started it. I'm not.
Now here's the thing: as a Browns fan, or not Brown, as a Steelers fan, you must be laughing every time you hear one of this. I mean it's got to bring. I mean, you're mad at the fact that he's not there anymore, sure, but you have to be laughing at the fact that every other team has to, or not every other team anymore, obviously, but
whoever picks him up has to deal with him.
Exactly. It has to be kind of like. We're almost like karma in reverse for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I thought I can't just imagine you're so talented and yet even with all that talent you're still not wanted. It's just wild to me. Probably the most talented receiver and you're still not wanted. That's incredible. But that's not the last piece of NFL news I had. There's one more, and it was kind of more recent. The Browns, who have who are doing so underperforming compared to their expectations this year.
I'm actually going to say
at 2-6. But go ahead. Yeah.
They're not underperforming. Everybody overhyped them.
Well,
I'm not joking. Their offensive line, trash.
That's very true, actually.
They're like, the thing is, Freddie Kitchens. Not a good head coach.
No, he's not. I mean, if you look at the teams they were winning against last year at the end of the year, are all terrible this year. And weren't good last year either. So, I mean, I think when you look directly at that entire situation, especially when you put who they put in, head coach, he was basically given free wins last year. And because people were all of a sudden seeing Baker Mayfield in this amazing offensive light, they all got blinders on and thought, wow, this is the savior of the Browns. So now they're playing real teams who have their ability to actually win games against you, and they look almost just as bad. And there's really nothing. I mean, granted, they have a couple games go against them where it was closer, but sure, they've been more relevant in terms of all their games.
Is with them, it's like I was trying to say before I cut out that we don't know if Baker's a good quarterback or not yet. I'm not going to put everything on him, but he's not making good decisions.
No, he looks very. How you put it?
He definitely.
They have no chemistry at all.
He looks nervous. He looks nervous in the pocket when he has no reason to be. He is
because he has a terrible O-line.
No, he has a bad O-line, but even when his O-line isn't collapsing on him, even when they're not blitzing every play, he looks he's not making bad. He's making bad decisions.
That's true.
He's overthrowing people. He's not hitting the quick under routes. He's not timing it right.
I think I can't remember this off the top of my head, so I won't say it's true what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure he's up there in interception, like touchdown to interception ratio.
Oh yeah, it's one of the worst.
I think he's like I was gonna say he's either the worst or second.
I believe at one point he was the worst. I'm not sure if he still is. Like last week, I think he was like the worst or something. I'm not sure if he still is.
Okay, so that's what I was
7 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
Which is that's bad. For a starting quarterback right now, especially with all the starting quarterbacks, that's got to be worst or very high up there.
Did you hear about Odell last week? Like Odell came off the came onto the sideline after
he was pissed.
Drive, and he's like I can't get the ball to save my life. I'm like, well, I mean,
your quarterback is terrible right now, so I mean, it makes sense.
Like Baker needs to throw him the fucking.
Here's the thing. That's what's most surprising to me is I would think when Freddie Kitchens came in, especially given how much they started to use their offense last year towards the end of the year, I would have thought with all the talent, Landry, Beckham, they'd be throwing it to their top receivers way more. They're barely throwing it to them.
The ball more than Odell, but the thing is, in my opinion, Odell's a little bit better.
Well, yeah, he is better. He's much better.
So why are we not throwing him the ball here?
Now, but I can understand if he's always double teamed, but he's not always going to be double teamed, and he's not.
if you watch the games, they're pulling people off.
Yeah,
He's got one-on-one coverage, and the thing is, when you've got a number one receiver like that, like if you had Antonio Brown, like let's say sane, not insane, sane Antonio Brown, you have a good Josh Gordon,
right?
A good Odell Beckham Jr., a good Julio. Like Julio's just having a rough year because
good DeAndre.
He's doing. Yeah, all these number one receivers. If you see one-on-one coverage and he's streaking down the field, I'm gonna say
throw it.
Throw it. Yeah, throw it. Don't fucking beat
you
it.
Trust
around the bush,
your top 5 receiver over their top 5 corner, right? I mean, even if you going against, what the best people are saying is the best corner in the league right now is Stephon Gilmore, I'd still trust.
I don't know if I would trust try and do that.
I mean, it's a hard trust, but
Darrelle Revis back in the day, like
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's gonna be hard, but
half the field.
But think about it like this: if you are at the tie game, you're trusting your best receiver over their best corner.
Oh, when that comes into play, like you've got to make a play. If I need to make a play, I'm putting it in my playmaker's hands.
But here's the wildest thing: they're like, I don't know if it's Freddie Kitchens' play calling or if it's just straight up Baker choosing not to throw it down the field. But they are not even giving their receivers chances. They're just not. They refuse to take shots. They refuse to and when Baker does take a shot, he usually overthrows it or it's a pick.
I honestly like to see what is his average, his yards per throw. Not just when he throws the ball.
His yards per throw is not that low. It's his
I'm saying when the ball leaves his hand to when the ball touches the receiver's hand.
How fast he's throwing it. Okay.
No. I'm saying on average the distance between the two.
The yards per throw.
To where the receiver catches the ball.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know because I've watched most of their games. And I mean, not fully every single point all the way through, but I've watched, most of the highlights of all their games. And my main thing is the best thing about their team is by far their run game right now. Nick Chubb has just had an incredible season so far. And their offense literally is running through their run game right now and through Nick Chubb. And I don't know if this is true, but when I watched them start to when they use the run game to set up the pass, especially lately when they use the run game
I'm
to
about
set
to
up.
fight Discord.
Are you good?
I might fight my computer.
Oh man, I was just saying that
I heard Nick Chubb, so I'm assuming you're talking about that.
Yeah, I was just saying when the Browns used the run game to set up the pass, even lately, because when they first were doing it, it was working. It was working really well, especially beginning of season. But even lately, when they are using the run game successfully to set up the pass, it's not even working then. So that's got to be on Baker. He's clearly just missing the open targets, or he's not hitting the they were breaking it down on NFL Network recently, where he had a direct crossing path first route right under for 5 yards, where that guy could have taken off for another 5 to 10 yards wide open, and he threw it 2 seconds too late directly when the guy ran 4 yards more.
He threw it where he was, not where
he threw it where exactly. He threw it right into the crowd of where he was, not where the guy was going. So he had to turn left and basically catch it in 2 people.
Pick?
It wasn't even picked. It was just drop pass because he hit 2 people. And it's basically they've been saying this is what Baker Mayfield's been doing all year. And I'm not sure if that's play calling, O-line scaring him like he's afraid to get sacked, everything at once. But we've seen his talent. He threw 27 touchdowns last year. It's not like it's not there. It's just the drop-off is so tremendous right now.
Well, it is his sophomore year, correct? So sophomore slump, kind of.
Yeah, maybe. But also if you look at Lamar Jackson, he's not having a sophomore slump.
Well, neither is Mahomes. So
exactly. Well, actually, Mahomes is in his third year, but Mahomes' sophomore year was 50 touchdowns. So I mean, not really sure that's a slump either.
That was his first starting year, though.
Well, yeah, I guess.
No, technically, it was because he was on the team, but he didn't start.
Well, Baker didn't start last year either. He had to wait a few games.
But he waited a few games.
Yeah.
But he still started at 50% of the season.
Okay, but even so, Patrick Mahomes this year, pretty good either way.
Still Patty Mahomes.
Still Patty Mahomes, exactly.
Dude, I was watching what is it, Gridiron Heights?
I believe so.
It's this thing from Bleacher Report. Patrick Mahomes' character, I'm like, yeah, no, that's about right. It's so dumb. it's such a dumb show, but it is so funny. But I'm like, it speaks truth because like they're sitting there showing like Mahomes, like everybody else has like a water gun. Mahomes has like a water cannon.
A water cannon.
Well, they're like saying like their arms.
Oh yeah.
Because he's just like a fire hose while everybody else is like a little stream off a water gun.
That's
And I'm
true.
like, oh my god.
And apparently, just for the record, in case
He's
no
coming
one
back,
cared, yeah, he'll be
supposedly.
playing this week supposedly.
I'm
We also
very
thought he was
happy
going to be playing last week. Then Andy Reid at the last second held him off. So again,
Well, that's probably a good thing because they still
well, that's
won.
probably they didn't even
won
need him
by
that
3,
week.
But
It was
they
close.
kinda-
It was
kinda
close,
did.
but again, they're playing Tennessee this week. It should be an easy win for them. Shouldn't
Maybe
be that hard.
they don't need to like. Yeah, Mahomes works best. He's kind of like. I'm not comparing them like actually. I'm not trying to compare them, but I'm saying when he does the same thing, Mahomes is in the pocket, and when he gets free,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like Lamar. Lamar just runs to run. When Mahomes needs to run and he gets out of the pocket to extend a play, like he compares to Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
when they did it. So it's like when he does that, it's huge. But if he's got a knee injury, I'm like, dude, just chill in the pocket. If you need to, throw the ball away.
Yeah, he does.
Be Aaron Rodgers
He
for a week.
has
It's okay.
that. He has that Brett Favre-esque type play character where, and Brett Favre,
Oh,
Michael
yeah,
Vick,
he's even said it.
Robert Griffin, that type of character where he always feels the need. He has to make the play, even if like there's no play to be made. He feels like he has to make that play, and that's gonna be hopefully not a downfall in his career. Hopefully he learns to adjust to the point where like, okay,
He
not
will.
every single play has to result in positive yards. Not every single play has to be a 20-yard pass down the field. Not every single play is gonna work out.
Could
just,
be like Aaron
you just
Rodgers
don't want to
just
see
having
like
those
you know
throwaways.
exactly like
I mean, people.
just,
I think like some analysts like really get on Rodgers for that, but I think that's honestly a smart play in my book.
oh, it is. Throwaways are not a bad play, as so many people think it is. It's if it's a dead play, it's a dead play. You don't want to take that sack. It's better than getting a sack, and it's better than getting injured. And I mean, I don't want to see like for like me seeing RG3 get injured so much and then kind of basically be irrelevant now as a backup. And I think Cleveland at this point is like Baker Mayfield's backup, I believe. Like because of all the injuries he sustained by trying to make that play and always trying to do something on every single ball. I just don't want to see Patrick Mahomes have to go down the same route that happened. And I don't think he will, but as long as he maintains, safety, stays in the pocket longer than he has to, or longer than he wants to, stuff like that. But going back to the Browns real quick, just in case Austin.
I love hearing you have to compliment Aaron Rodgers.
Shut up, okay? It's not like I enjoy doing it. It's because he is a good quarterback.
I will compliment anybody who's playing well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I never said Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback. I just don't like the fact that he is just dick sucked by every single one of every analyst
there's
ever.
That's why you don't like LeBron.
Oh, I
That's
hate
why-
LeBron for that reason.
I
But
know.
there's
LeBron's
so
just a
many
petulant
reasons.
child.
But
Kind of is. Yeah.
I had a reason for bringing up the Browns. It was kind of I was about to
we
say
get
this.
it, Ryan. They suck. It's okay.
No. It wasn't even
Just
that.
moving on.
The
I'm just
Damn
kidding.
it.
Finish what you're saying.
the Browns signed their center, J.C. Treader, I guess is his name, and obviously their O-line has been probably their biggest issue this year. But they signed their center to a 3-year, $32 million extension. So
You can have 3 good linemen, but 2 bad ones because those 2.
their
bad
center's
ones you
been
can't
really
name
good,
them.
but
Well, no,
it's
that's what
the
I'm saying. It's like,
outside.
your line can be considered bad even with good.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can cover for one guy. You can't cover for 2 guys.
Oh, for sure.
Because with teams running the 43,
Yeah,
think about it. You got 5. You know what the 43 is, right?
the 4-3, not
defense.
43.
Yeah, 43. The 4-3 defense
Okay, yeah, I know what
versus
that
the
is.
34.
Yes,
The 34.
I've just
like,
never heard it
okay,
called
if you get
34.
One-on-one, if they only rush 3, then you've got enough people really. But
Right.
if they rush 4 or a 5th, if 2 linemen suck, you're in trouble. Like that's just it. Unless your running back is blocking like crazy, then what are you gonna do?
Not
Like,
much.
Die.
Not much. You basically die. Yeah.
Die.
Actually, I pray for Baker Mayfield. I really hope he doesn't get hurt. Because
Well,
I know
rest
there's
in
some
peace,
quarterbacks
Baker
in this
Mayfield.
league. If they were behind that line, we'd be looking at injuries right now.
Brock Osweiler. Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
Anybody on the Redskins?
Very true. Stunning
Dude,
that
honestly-
Haskins didn't throw a
honestly,
pick
this
last
much.
week.
I know what ifs don't really matter, but what if Tom Brady was behind that line right now? That man, no offense, would be down on the ground dying.
To be fair, Tom Brady's probably only issue throughout his career is that occasionally, some years when they don't win the Super Bowl, is his O-line's just not good.
Or he doesn't have a running
Or
back.
doesn't have a defense.
Or his defense is bad
His
as well.
defense just fucks up.
Yeah, that.
Well, I mean, his defense kind of sucks this year.
Why do you think they lost to the Eagles? His
defense is probably
failed. He had one of the greatest games in Super Bowl history when they played the Eagles. His defense was like,
His defense has only been bad for one game this year.
Dude.
True.
Dude, their defense is not good.
No, it's still number one, I believe, in the league.
Well, yeah, they play crappy teams.
That's true. I'm not saying it's
they
they
got
played
lit up last week.
Oh yeah.
By the Ravens on the run. I think they gave up almost 200 yards rushing or over 200.
Every defense the Raven has played basically has been lit up by their rushing attack. So I wouldn't really say that's bad.
The Patriots defense had never played a team over the top 20 offense.
Yeah, that's true.
Now they played the Ravens, and the Ravens look freaking good.
Yeah, but their secondary is still.
Yeah,
the talent in their secondary is still. I think
phenomenal.
It's still amazing.
No, but that's the thing, though. They didn't even pass the ball. They ran.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is if you have a team that's not based upon. Think about Kansas City, right? When the Patriots have to when the Patriots have to play Kansas City, which will probably happen, maybe the AFC Championship, maybe not. The Kansas City, they're gonna knock the Patriots are gonna destroy Kansas City because what's Kansas City attack based about? It's about throwing the ball, and with that secondary, if you can just stop Kansas City from throwing the ball, they're gonna have to go to trick plays. They're gonna have to because they don't run the ball that well. They're not a running team. Damian Williams, their running back core is all over the place. They got people doing injured, people going left, right. They don't know who their running back starting is. So their offense is not based upon running the ball. Only if they're playing a really bad team do they ever try it. And obviously with the secondary that the Patriots have, they're going to have such a hard game. I think Patriots easily would beat Kansas City.
I don't know about easily.
I mean, it is Kansas City, and they do have a very good quarterback.
They have Mahomes.
Yeah, that's what
they'll have Mahomes. They'll have Mahomes, I think. But
no, here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be literally a shootout.
I disagree. I think it's gonna be no. I disagree entirely.
That's so because he hasn't been great this year. He's been fine.
The Kansas City defense is bad enough.
The Patriots'
doesn't have to be
pass defense is insane. Their run defense is not good, but their pass defense is insane.
Did you not see?
I watched the whole game.
No, did you not see? Oh man, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, the Chiefs' main receiver, not Sammy Watkins.
Tyreek Hill.
Thank you. I keep wanting to say T.Y. Hilton. I was like, that's not right.
I think he's the fastest player in the league.
Yeah, no. He caught up to that running back, dude. He's gonna smoke every single person out.
I mean, I 100% agree that he's extremely fast. I've seen him for years, but at the same time, any good defensive mind, which we all know Belichick is, with the talented secondary that he has, the Chiefs are gonna have such a hard time getting open. They just are.
I think that game's gonna be a lot closer than we think and a lot more high scoring.
I think it'll be high scoring. I just don't think it's going to be a shootout like you think. I think it's going to be Kansas City having to run the ball a lot more than they think they're going to have to.
I don't think they'll use the run. I don't think they care about the run.
They don't care about it, but they're going to have to use it considering how good Patriots secondary is.
Probably be similar to the what was the AFC Championship game last year?
Ooh, yeah, I guess. But even so, the Patriots still won that.
Yeah,
barely.
I mean, barely, but they did, and they won it basically through defense.
I think the Chiefs. I think
the second time through they'll get it.
I don't know.
Wait, when did the Chiefs play the Patriots?
I think they played.
It's later.
Yeah, they did.
It's like week 13 or something. It's a lot later.
And I think I'll pick the Chiefs to win that game, but I still think.
I only pick the Chiefs to win that game if the defense of the Patriots starts looking really bad a lot more against bad teams. Like the Ravens are a good team. There's no denying that at this point.
I need to see him play a game against like another top 20 team or a top 15 offense.
I would love to see them play a game against someone who's got a top 10 offense again, besides the Ravens, and then make a judgment call on the Chiefs Patriots, but I still think the secondary just got beat by a running quarterback who they just weren't used to playing. That's all it is. I honestly think it is. Also, it was in Baltimore. And to be fair, that game was not like a blowout. It was close for most of it. And the Patriots had the lead, I believe, at one point. I think. No. They were down. They were coming back. They were coming back. And then the Ravens took the lead, bigger at that point. But it was still a close game throughout. Not close, but once they came back, it became close again. And then the Ravens took over.
I got you.
They were able to stop Lamar for a few drives. That's what I mean.
So, this is kind of like changing subject.
Okay.
Or asking you at least. Do you have any more topics after this one?
Besides, not on the NFL right now,
okay,
but
while we're on the NFL, I want to ask a question to both of you. Because the Giants and Cowboys played last week, right?
yes, they definitely did.
Yes, they did.
Did you pick the Giants?
I have to look it up,
did not.
actually.
There's
I
no
do
way in hell
not believe
if I picked the Giants, I'm going to go back in time.
I might have picked the Giants.
I
might have.
don't think I did.
I hope you picked the Giants.
It's highly possible.
No, because I think I remember you saying that.
Well,
I'm really
shit,
worried
you would be right. I did pick the Giants.
Oh, yes.
That is very unfortunate.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, I picked the Cowboys. I'm looking at it.
What did I pick?
Oh, you picked the Cowboys.
What did you pick?
I picked the Giants.
I knew it.
I really thought
Dude,
that
so
this was
bad.
Daniel Jones' breakout game.
No,
But
absolutely not.
I was so wrong.
He won
on
a
that.
game?
The defense was.
Yeah, he's won a game.
I think he has.
He won his
Oh,
first
yeah, he
game.
won his first game, right? That was his breakout game. I mean, he's not gonna be great this year.
Here's the problem.
Interceptions than touchdowns.
Here's the problem that I immediately
He's
noticed
also playing
on
behind
that
a really
game.
bad line.
His O-line was
And
terrible.
there's nothing good about his team besides Saquon Barkley.
His O-line was terrible.
Which-
Saquon was carrying them throughout most of the game. And he
Actually,
couldn't
Saquon didn't
throw
do
the
much.
ball that game at all. He was just getting bombarded constantly.
Well, that's true. So here's my question to you. Like I was asking about the game, but here's my real question.
Okay.
All right, you're building a team, right? And you've got one choice for running back, and you've got a chance for each of these guys. Who are you taking, Zeke or Saquon?
Damn.
Saquon.
See, now I'm asking this because I heard some jackwad.
They're
on
kind of the same
TV
player.
say- not really.
No,
Not
Saquon
even
is
close.
way more athletic.
Saquon's faster.
That is true.
But
I don't know if Saquon's faster. but
Zeke
he's
is-
way more.
Zeke is
Saquon's got
tougher.
more breakaway speed.
Zeke is tougher though. He can
Dude,
run
Zeke-
through
yeah,
a
but
whole
Zeke's gonna get
like
hurt.
5 people and
Zeke's
still
gonna get
stay
hurt.
up. And Saquon can't.
No,
Saquon
that's
doesn't
what
have that
Saquon
ability to
is
run
better.
through an O line and just
Are you
blast
confusing
through.
these players?
Saquon is not tougher than Zeke. He cannot just go through 4 people and still
Have
keep
you
He's
seen
going.
him
more of a
play?
vertical
I've seen him
runner.
play every game, but Zeke is literally like
I
built
think-
like a truck.
Zeke
Yeah, Zeke's
needs
built like
an
a truck.
O-line. Saquon does not as much.
Saquon doesn't need an O-line and can do that by himself.
Zeke doesn't.
Imagine
Zeke needs
that
an
going
O.
on a good
Yes,
team.
Zeke needs an O line, but at the same time, Zeke has also led the league in scrimmage yards, I believe, twice now, right? Or was that
Yeah,
rush
but
yards?
if you look, so look at that offensive line versus what Saquon has to work with.
I know,
He's
but
on
at the
the
same
Giants.
time, yes, I
Yeah,
get
dude.
it. He's on the Giants, but he's not like putting out insane numbers every week.
He's putting out sick numbers for what he's given.
For what he's given, he's doing what he should be doing. Yeah.
No, he's doing better. He's literally like,
Well, he's a star running back. I'm taking that into consideration.
okay, well, I'm saying right now,
Okay.
you're taking Zeke over Saquon. If I had,
Okay, it depends. Do I have a good? I mean, this depends. Do I have a good O
It's your
line or
team.
do I have an average O line?
it's your team.
Oh,
You're
it's
making a
my
playoff
favorite.
push.
Oh, it's my team. Okay, so I would probably take Saquon then. He's more athletic. He's fast. He's not fat. Yeah, he is faster.
I'm saying, okay, I'm saying this. You've got to, let's just
Who's
put
a better
this.
40
you've got-
time?
He's
Saquon,
faster.
100%.
He's more athletic, and I would probably say he's a better receiver as well. And
Yeah.
and because you can, he's run in college especially. He would catch like 50-yard passes sometimes.
Dude, Saquon ran. I got to watch him play one game, and watch him do kick return. I don't know why they don't use him on kick return.
Yeah, I saw him do a kick
Dude,
return
he's so-
touchdown in the
he's so
first game
sick.
of a major game in Penn State versus Ohio State. He did like
Yeah,
the
dude,
first play.
didn't he have like a 99-yard return?
Yeah,
for
it was like the first play of the game.
Dude, the kid's so good.
He's so
No, but here's my
fast.
point.
He has avoidability.
Saquon has a better 40 time.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
faster.
But here's my thing.
Okay.
So let's just say you've got a team. You're making a playoff push. You're say at the end of the season. Let's just say you've got 10 or 11 wins under your belt, and you've got to. Let's just say
if you have 10 or 11 wins, you're probably in the playoffs. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're making a play. You're in the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's say you've got a chance. Let's just say they're both free agents.
Okay.
And you need to sign one because your star running back got hurt. Who are you taking right now?
Saquon.
So Cole says
Well,
Saquon. Who are you taking?
He's got. I mean, I just think he's a better player. He could do everything Zeke does.
If
but
I'm in the
better.
playoffs with that many wins, I think my O-line is probably good. Pretty good.
Plus,
with
I can
that
get
many
Saquon
wins.
for a lot less money right now.
Well, sure, but the money isn't the aspect of it. You're trying to win a Super Bowl at that point. You don't really care how much you're paying.
Just say, okay, let's even push it this way. You're the favorite to win, but your star running back just went down. You need to pick one up.
I mean, most people would probably say Saquon at this point just because he's faster, he has avoidability, and he clearly has the ability to play on a shit team. But
wait, is it the beginning of the playoffs?
Yeah, he said you're on a playoff. He's right. You're on the playoff push, so you have like 10 or 11 wins, probably a couple losses too.
Yeah.
So the playoffs are right about to begin, and I mean, so to me personally, here's how I look at it. If I don't have a downfield threat, I'm taking. If I don't have a downfield threat, I'm taking Zeke. If I do have a downfield threat, I'm taking Saquon because he can beat both.
Wow, you're doubling up on the
What?
deep threat.
So I know it doesn't make sense, but the
Do you
more
think
if I
Zeke is
have
more of a deep threat than Saquon?
no, I think he's less of a deep threat, which is why
He's
I
saying,
would
hey, Cole,
want.
I think he's trying to say like.
So you're gonna double down on the run game?
He's gonna double down on the
Don't
short
have a-
game or double down on the long game.
I want to
or
double
the
down
breakout.
I want to double down on the ability
whatever
to
he
have
has.
medium passes and then my dink. What's the thing? The Flacco thing. What Flacco does all the time.
Dink and dunk?
Dink and dunk. Yes, thank you. That I want to double.
Check
I want to
down?
have check downs, and I want to also have medium screen passes, medium passes, crossing routes. I don't care about the deep shot if I don't have one. If I
here's
do
my-
have a deep threat, I'm going Saquon because then I can
reason-
double down on that.
Everybody who literally says Saquon's the kind of guy who will go backwards 3 plays and then have like a big play, right?
Yeah, that too.
Because
doesn't
that's what
help.
the statistics say. But also, if we take a statistics through, if we wanted to really look at the college level too, on top of their pro level, I'm taking Saquon all the time because I look at what offensive line he's had to deal with throughout his career.
Oh, it's been insane.
Throughout his career at Penn State was okay at the best. It wasn't great. Trust me, I watched those games a lot.
I bet you did.
I went to a couple games too. I watched him in Maryland.
wow.
The kid barely played because they were killing him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was
I just
but then he goes to the Giants and he's got a shitty line.
yeah,
It's bad.
it's really bad.
Zeke had that team built for him. We're like, oh, Zeke's gonna get us 3-4 yards of carry. I'm like, dude, if I gave Saquon that exact team and told him, all right, bud, just go to work, I literally wouldn't have to worry about Dak right now. I would call Dak the best quarterback in the league right now.
Look.
I'm not
Am
even
I
joking.
saying that? Do I think Zeke's better than Saquon? No. But here's the question you asked me: do I want them? One, Zeke has playoff experience. Saquon's never been. That's just
Well,
a
that's
fact.
not
He's
his
on
fault.
the Giants.
I understand, but he still hasn't been. Two, if I have a deep threat, that also allows my deep threat to be covered, but I can still throw it to Saquon. He'll probably be open. Plus, he's faster than any of my corners anyway. And three, the other thing is, if I wanted Zeke, I would only really want him if deep downfield passes more than 20 yards, 30 yards aren't really my forte as a team. If I'm more like a medium pass, crossing router, and screen passes, occasional play action, split, screen, all these different types of trick plays, stuff like that. If that's what I'm doing, I would want Zeke because one, he's tougher. He's built for that
All
type
right.
of play style.
You know what? I'm gonna send you that clip of Saquon absolutely pushing that man to the ground off of him with a stiff arm.
Look, do I think Saquon's not tough?
Have you
no,
seen that,
but
Cole?
he's just, you can't deny that Zeke
watch
is
a lot of
simply
Saquon
stronger.
I'll
He's
find that
simply
one.
stronger than Saquon. He just is. He goes through people all the time. He takes hits and keeps going
Saquon's
all the
bigger.
time. Saquon, there's no way he weighs more. First of all, I doubt.
Saquon
weighs-
weighs 230.
Okay.
Saquon's
230 plus.
234, Zeke's 225.
But I'm telling you, the way Zeke plays with an energy, like when he gets hit by people, he doesn't just fall down immediately. It's not like he's doing that. Like Saquon, I know he doesn't do it either, but at the same time, even with Saquon's terrible O-line, it seems to me every time I watch Saquon, he's either getting triple teamed or quadruple teamed by the defenders and getting pushed back. I know, but that's what I'm saying is that Zeke, even when he's getting triple teamed, he's not getting pushed back like Saquon is. He's still charging forward. He has this like ability to continue getting hit and keep moving forward. Saquon just seems to like stagnate or go back a little. Now, maybe he's getting Saquon? I do all the time. I watch the Giants all the time. Maybe it's because he's getting hit so quickly that he doesn't even have a chance to get positioning really because the O-line's so bad. But
I mean, he's getting hit behind the line.
I know. I'm just saying, look, to me personally, it depends on my team composition. But if you had to give me any team composition, any chance, I'd probably take Saquon. He has more talent. He's faster, and he can probably, with a really good O-line, do incredible things we've never seen before. But currently, I would want Zeke.
All right, I think I got it, Cole. Oh, here it is. Here, I'll show. I'm sending you the video right now. I'm sending you guys a video right now.
Okay. But
you can't tell me this man is not as strong as Zeke after seeing, because this kid's like, he doesn't look that big, but he is fucking huge.
I mean, he's bigger than Zeke. He's the same height and he weighs more.
I mean, I understand what you guys are saying. I do. I just think in terms of like durability, at least Zeke is gonna last longer.
Hey.
I don't know why you guys have so many Discord problems. I don't understand.
He just went back to general.
I hit the wrong thing.
I'm having Discord problems because of this update, I think.
But I look, that's not really a stiff arm. That's more just spinning off a dude. But the next one was incredible.
Yeah, that next part's the stiff arm.
But like Zeke does that all the time too. This is not like something unique to Saquon.
Zeke puts his head down.
Exactly. He literally just plows through people.
He's going like I hate to say this.
I told you Saquon's more agile, sure, but the way Zeke plays, he just plows through multiple people. He's probably gonna get hurt.
He runs through giant holes created by his O-line.
Yeah, but then he plows through the secondary, plows through linebackers. It's still insanely hard to take him down.
Don't get me wrong. I like Zeke. I think Zeke's a great fit for that line for what they or the team that they want. Like the Cowboys wanted that. That's fine. That's why they drafted him. I feel bad for Saquon. I just want him to get out.
Oh, 100%. Do I feel bad for Saquon? Do I think he's on a terrible team? Sure. 100%.
I heard this ass clown on TV say he's just like, oh, Zeke's way better. I'm like, dude, you were shitting on Zeke not a week ago because he couldn't do shit.
No.
Like, people do that all the time.
Says Zeke is better, way better than Saquon, has a literal candlestick up their ass.
He's like, oh, I don't know if Saquon can do what Zeke's doing. I'm like, I watch it every week. I just watch Zeke do it with a way better line. Saquon's sitting there running sideways trying to find a fucking hole and then finally gets through.
The Giants are awful, and Saquon got stuck in a shitty situation. He will probably get traded after his rookie contract is up, or he'll try to become a free agent. But either way,
come to the Steelers.
You look at the talent; it's very similar. They're both from the Big Ten. They both have the Big Ten has huge plays.
Actually, they're from rival schools too.
I know they're from rival schools. The Big Ten is insane. It's known for big plays, known for huge running backs who take hits and go miles with it. They love to catch the ball. They love to go down the field. Exactly. I mean, they're from major schools in the Big Ten, which do this big play thing. That's why they're so good at what they do. But when it comes down to it, Saquon is the more talented back because he has better. He can catch the ball better. He has more elusiveness. He's faster. He's just not as. I guess the word is durable as Zeke.
Because he got injured.
I don't know if it's because
of his one injury.
I don't know. Maybe, but
he came
at the
back
same
super
time,
early.
when I watch Zeke, I just see him plow through people. I don't see Saquon running through everyone. I see him stiff arm people, sure. I see him evade people, sure. I just don't see him bust through the linebacker like a 2-ton brick. It doesn't.
Well, that's because he's already by them by the time that he gets to them. That man is so fast. By the time he gets to, if he gets to the linebackers,
it's two different play styles.
You might not catch him.
It's two different play styles. Zeke is more, I'm gonna hit you in the face and I'm gonna keep going through you. Saquon's elusive. He's like a Le'Veon type back where he doesn't want to get hit.
Yeah, but he still throws defenders off of him, like in video.
Yeah, that's true. But
Basically all he did in
throwing
college.
defenders off of you is different.
a lot
You
of
can't
things in
always
college.
throw a defender. If you can knock someone down, if you can run through someone, you're gonna get to the end zone quicker than just trying to stiff arm everyone in your way.
No, I mean, yeah. But still.
Like I said, it depends on your team. If you are a deep field threat, downfield threat, you want Saquon because he
Dude,
adds
I'm gonna tell you right
that.
now, I think if the Cowboys honestly picked between the two,
If they had Saquon, they'd be a better team. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I think if you
are
reversed,
how much better? I think it would be better if I really think it would be better if they had a better quarterback.
oh,
I'm saying
sure.
if they had Saquon instead of Zeke, I think they'd be slightly faster. But the line and team is built around how Zeke runs, so it might not fit Saquon well.
I think
That's my point.
if you switch the running backs on each team, Zeke would do horrible.
I bet you the Giants do way worse.
I think I think Zeke would do way worse because he's not used to having to run behind a terrible O-line ever in his life, pretty much. And he would have to plow through every
find the hole.
He would have to do what he does on every big play, every single play, not just every big play. That's every play for Saquon. Saquon doesn't just plow through people every big play he has. He plows through people every single play. That's tiring on a running back. Saquon, I hope he gets out of it, like you said, because he's not going to last very long in New York.
Yeah,
he will get injured soon, and that would be a real travesty if the Giants do not build an O-line to protect him. Like the Cowboys did what they did fast. Like Zeke's second year, they stoned that O-line up really fast because they did not want to lose. They did not want to pay Zeke all that money just to have him injured in his third or fourth year. That would be just awful, especially considering all the money they paid for Amari Cooper, their quarterback, their running back, who the quarterback still hasn't been paid, their running back, all their O-line, that defense. They probably won't be paid for a while, but my point is, all the money they spent, they did not want to get Zeke injured in his second or third year. So they spent a lot of money to protect him with that O-line. The Giants have to do the same. And given how much money they make, I'm hopeful that they will do that. Although, again, as a Redskins fan, I would love to see them not, but that's neither here nor there. Being a Saquon fan, I want him to see him at least protected.
Okay.
So, but again, if I had to answer, I would probably take Ezekiel right now, just because
I don't think Saquon's 100% right now.
That's also interesting.
I don't know if
he's coming off that injury.
Yeah.
But it's been a while though, so I don't think it might not be fair to say he's not 100%. It's it's been a couple weeks. If he came back super early, I think that was dumb because their season's not salvageable anyways. Wasn't.
Yeah. That's true.
That was a bad coaching decision. If that's
I wouldn't keep him out the whole season. You don't want him to be like.
I'd let him come in. But I would kind of what I'm not saying the Clippers are doing with Kawhi's load management. I'm saying
I was gonna
just
get
limit
to that
minutes.
soon, but
just limit minutes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I get it. You guys like Saquon's elusiveness, his ability to catch the ball more than Ezekiel Elliott's probably overall durability and toughness.
Zeke's a better pass blocker.
I think Zeke's gonna, and he has better, but I think Zeke's gonna last longer than Saquon is. That's why I would pick Zeke probably. If I'm starting a franchise, if I'm just trying to win a Super Bowl, Saquon 100%. If I'm trying to win a Super Bowl 1 year, he's a better, more talented back for 1 year. But if I want him a whole career, I think Zeke lasts longer than Saquon does.
All right. Well, we can go to the NBA now. I just had to get that off my chest and call that a.
It's a good question. I hadn't really thought of it that much.
Genius ass clown of a host.
Who is it?
I'm not gonna say who.
Oh, come on, do it.
Well, I mean, if I say it, you guys will go, "Oh, obviously." But I mean, I'm not saying.
I could guess. It's probably either Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, or.
It wasn't the first one. I'm gonna say that much.
Okay, so it's definitely Skip Bayless. All right, cool, good to know.
He's like, okay, know who it is.
I knew it was either one of the two, or the only other option I had was can't remember his name right now actually. And the only reason Skip Bayless said that is because he's a Cowboys fan, so you got to take that into perspective as well. Awesome time now, wonderful. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the NBA. We had a couple topics to talk about in the NBA. There was a few things. First of all,
First of all, Discord fucking sucks.
You're having some issues there, aren't you? I had
I'm serious. It's not even my internet because I'm sitting here on the Wi-Fi on like 3 other things, and my roommate's
right.
on it, and our Wi-Fi is fine. But it's like Discord just cuts out.
Yeah,
I hate it.
that must be super annoying. Actually, now I think about it. We're gonna move on to the NBA. I was gonna you just brought up a topic about the NBA I wanted to talk about with this Kawhi, the load management that Kawhi and the Clippers are doing.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this much real quick about it because I think it might help them more than hurt them.
Oh, I think
them
it would too.
getting a lower seeding, if they literally land the 3 or 4 spot, they'll kill whoever it is.
Well,
I think if they get the first spot, I think it's going to be I think there will be a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
And we know how Paul George plays under pressure because you don't know which one you're going to get.
I did find it interesting that the Clippers are just I guess they're just willing to take all the fines that come with reporting a fake injury, I guess, and then kind of not really saying that he's got an injury, but he's not actually injured. He's just They're saying he's injured so they can keep him out of games, but he's not actually really injured. He might have some small thing, but he's not actually injured.
There's a reason. Like, I think it's bad to do that because NHL does the same thing. Because players will be like, they're like, you got voted to the All-Star game. They're like, well, fuck you, I'm not going. And everybody's like, haha, here's a $10,000 fine. Which for NHL players, certain ones, yeah, it's a big fine. But for NBA players, bump it up, obviously.
Well, they actually fined. I think the NBA just fined.
Who do they find? Did they find the team?
I'm not sure if they fined Doc. Well, they didn't find Kawhi. I know that.
They need to see.
I'm not sure if they find Doc Rivers or the team itself. I don't know because they reported that they found. I think it's the team. I can go to Woj's Twitter real quick. He said that the NBA fines the Clippers $50,000 after Doc Rivers says Kawhi was healthy last night. Okay, so they fined the team.
That needs to be on the player because if you really want to stop that, because as a league, think about it this way: you're obviously a business. What is your marketability for that team? The Clippers are literally irrelevant without Kawhi.
I mean, if I'm a fan,
Paul George, but you're still irrelevant.
If I'm a fan of the Clippers right now and I go to their games, if I bought the season tickets just for that,
last night? Because it was Giannis, right?
Yeah, they played the Bucks.
Yeah.
So it was Giannis and the Bucks. So that's a big market game.
Did they lose that game? I don't even know.
Yeah, they did.
They lost.
Okay, so
By the way, Giannis started to hit threes.
It wasn't bad.
Oh,
okay.
They only lost by like 4.
So Cole, right before we started this podcast, Cole was actually bringing up a good point. Cole, repeat your point to them just to get on the record.
I mean, you pay your players to play in the game. Play in the game. That's what you're being paid for.
But it's also the league is having the ticket sales, right? Because that's a big ticket game. That's a big market game.
It's huge.
Because you've got the reigning MVP coming into the reigning Finals MVP's house.
Exactly.
And he's not going to play.
And the Bucks could be the first seed in the East. We don't know. So that could be a finals preview.
Dude, I hate that because I'll tell you right now, the East isn't so clear cut.
No, it's not.
Right now, and the West is literally anybody's show.
Well,
we're not talking about that right now. We'll do that later.
Okay.
Me and Cole know that's the truth. You be in La La Land.
Anyway, my point is, I actually, for very rare actual instance, I agree with Cole wholeheartedly on this. I think it's retarded that you're allowed to just do this, and the only thing you get is a $50,000 fine, which any team would pay that just to have Kawhi healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Any team's going to, especially a huge market like LA, which gets millions of dollars every year. They don't care about $50,000 fine. They're going to pay that. They're going to keep Kawhi healthy throughout the whole season just to get to the playoffs. They'll do whatever it takes to do that, and they want to win a championship. I understand why management does that, but it's very annoying to me if I was a season pass holder or just even a fan in general. Like, I don't want to go to a game that I paid, so I'm sure, especially a floor ticket or something like that, that's going to be thousands.
That one's probably, I don't know.
Especially now,
it's not a playoff game.
Hundreds.
It's probably a couple hundred.
Hundreds to be a floor ticket in LA for the Clippers, especially now that Kawhi's there for a big game like that. I would be really, really annoyed if they just didn't play him. They just sat him out and didn't tell you, by the way, till the game started. Guess he's not playing.
They have load management.
Yeah, I know. That would make me super pissed as a fan because I didn't come there to watch Patrick Beverley shoot and miss all the time. That's not something I cared about. That's not why I bought tickets to that game. It's not why I paid a lot of money for a good seat. So, to me at least, that would really annoy me.
Nope. Yep. That's exactly it.
And I think that especially with how much they're paying these players nowadays with the massive contracts they get, I mean, either increase the fine or maybe make a real penalty. Like, okay, if you sit out a player when he's not injured, he gets suspended for the amount of games that you sit him out. Like,
no. You hit him with like a suspension for a week's worth of 7 games.
Like, if you're faking an injury just to keep your players healthy, you should be suspended for that. I just think it's dumb. I really do. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I think it's really stupid and arrogant for teams to just think, oh, fans don't care. They want us to win a championship.
Everything is a business.
Yeah, exactly.
NFL is a business.
They know the fans are still going to watch it because they know they'll make a shit ton of money in the playoffs when they get there, and they know the fans won't care. They'll still come. But it's just
I mean, if the Bucks are playing them and none of the stars are playing, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it from my TV either because I'm not interested in that game.
If like he was load managing on like the Hornets.
Okay, yeah, that would be different.
If he was load managing against the Bulls.
Like, here's the thing: the Warriors didn't do that when they had their dynasty. They didn't sit players randomly.
They fucking split those minutes like 7 different ways.
I understand, but even without Kevin Durant, they weren't like load managing their entire. They weren't taking multiple games off per year just to. Oh, he had a flu. He twisted his ankle. His knee doesn't bruise wrong. They weren't making up random excuses every game for not playing a certain day or something. They just weren't doing that. When even without Kevin Durant, they weren't doing that. So it's really annoying to see these other teams nowadays, especially given the contracts that the players sign to get paid, however much money they equates per game that they make every year. Like, basically, you made, I don't know how much Kawhi makes per game, but let's say he makes $750,000 a game, right? Around that. I don't know if that's way out or not. Whatever he makes, you just got a free whatever, basically. And I don't know. It seems arrogant to me, at least.
It's just, I don't know what to say about it. I just think there needs to be a big fine or suspension because, like I said, league's a business. How does a business run? Become like big names come into play. That was a big game.
Yeah.
They lost number 1, so that's going to hurt them.
I mean, think if they did this in the NFL with a 17-game season or 16-game season with 17 total weeks.
Lamar Jackson play. It's like, well, I mean, they technically kind of do that because
they don't really do it as much though, because like when they're going in the last few weeks, they might like limit the quarters they play, but they still usually, unless they are like so far ahead of people that they just don't even need to win a game at all. Like if the Patriots, when they were like 15-1, or when the Packers had that huge season where I think they were almost undefeated, or they would sit players towards the end of that season during most of the quarters because they didn't need to win the game to get to the playoffs and they knew they were already in. So I mean, if you're that far ahead, okay, fine, whatever, rest up. But at the same time,
No.
no,
You're an idiot.
I would at least play him a quarter, maybe a quarter.
If you're undefeated, get in the fucking game. It's your job. Do your fucking job.
Okay, but like you can take him out for maybe the last 2 quarters if you're winning by a lot, but like,
I mean, fine.
You should still be playing the game. It's what you're getting paid to do, and there'd be people killing to be in your position. So I think it's very stupid, and I don't think it'll ever change. But $50,000 fine. Do you honestly think the Clippers give a rat ass about that? No, they don't give 2 rat asses about $50,000. At least I don't think they do.
I mean, the negative press that they'll get is probably going to be
worse than a fine.
Yeah.
I would assume, but
they're not getting any negative press because the thing is, right now, Kawhi literally probably said in the contract he signed. I honestly would love to see his contract. If in it he put, I need this many games of load man. I need load management.
Maybe
this many games. Sign
right. I'm pretty sure like one of the things he said to make sure he would get enough money was
if he had to sit out multiple games in his contract, then I mean, what am I even supposed to say at that point if he had a contract?
Well, in the league, you're still not supposed to do that.
I know, but it's more like hidden sayings. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like, they don't put it in a contract, but everyone knows, okay, I need to be out 10 games this season if I want to stay healthy, right? Which, if you have to sit out 10 games to stay healthy, there may be something wrong.
I don't think you can call the best player in the world if they're having to sit out like that.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You see every other team sitting out all these stars, their star players, this amount of games just to make sure they stay healthy? No, not usually. It's only tends to be on teams that have a high-ass chance to go to the finals. And I don't know. I've always been annoyed by this, especially in the NBA, though. Like, this one, the NBA makes me the worst, man, because they're not just in, like, uniform, like a football uniform or a hockey uniform where you really don't get to see them. You get to see, there's only 5 people on that court, okay? It's not like they're switching people out all the time. They bring in the subs, and then the 5 people come back on. The starters, the subs, they switch out they're not switching out constantly. This is not like offense, defense. You see them play both. So you miss more when you watch the NBA when you don't see a star play the whole game than you would with the NFL. Or even the MLB, because they play so many more games. It's kind of a toss-up discussion. I think some people disagree with me, but I don't know what to say at that point.
I kind of agree with you.
I think you also understand it in a way, don't you?
What?
Well, you understand the reasoning behind it, at least.
I think Cole and I both agree it's bad for the league, period.
You are paid to play as many games as you can.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I think is probably... see, here's the thing. I think fans of the team should care more, and yet I looked on Twitter, and I just saw all these fans being like... A lot of them didn't care. They just wanted to win the finals. They didn't care what it took, which I think is just stupid.
Those are fans who clearly don't go to games.
Yeah,
Probably don't watch it and just like saying they're a fan of the team because they win.
Probably, I would assume
bandwagons.
So. Bandwagon. I mean, yeah, it happens everywhere. But yeah, that was my one big piece of NBA news. I'm not sure if either of you guys have any other major topics of the NBA you've seen recently, but that was the one.
I just want to ask Austin what he would think of your completely insane playoff prediction.
So we had a discussion.
Okay, so Ryan. After I don't know if you were still in the podcast.
No, I don't.
Or still in the call when Ryan made this grand claim.
Wait. Are you saying that I said this, or
no?
Ryan said this. Ryan said this.
I'm listening with. I don't know what the right word is. I can't say it right now, but all right, I'm listening. Very intently. That's not what I wanted to say, but yeah, here.
Ryan said that the Toronto Raptors are going to beat the Bucks in the playoffs in maybe 4 games, at most 5.
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Now, before you absolutely rambast.
His reasoning is they will work harder.
No.
Oh my god. That's not what I said.
Also, he believes Pascal Siakam and Marc Gasol are going to shut down Giannis.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'll just let you get your anger out of the way real quick. Oh, it's lagging out.
Literally, the second I disconnect from the call and join right back, it goes away. I'm blown.
Weird. Did you hear what Cole just said?
Yeah, because Pascal Siakam is the Raptors are going to work harder, and Pascal Siakam is going to do something.
Okay, Cole is wording this so bad.
Siakam are going to shut down Giannis. Even though when they played 2 days ago, or like last week, Giannis put up 36 and 15 against Siakam and Marc Gasol.
Didn't Giannis just put up 39 on the Clippers?
Go ahead, get your anger out.
And go
let it go.
And 4 for
7 for 3
on 3, and they were actually some pretty good threes.
Can we have just a new segment called My Extreme Intellect? Because I don't know how many times I have to be proven right.
You mean your asinine, like...
I don't know how many times I have to be proven right, and you guys still question my thoughts and opinions. I don't understand it.
Look, you may get me in basketball or football, but you ain't getting me in basketball on this one.
All right. Now, are you done? Can I explain myself?
You've got like 10 seconds.
Go right ahead.
That just made me mad.
That made you mad. Okay. First of all,
I'm sitting close to the mic now.
All right. Calm down there, sweetie. Calm down. So the Raptors have finals experience. Shut up! I can't concentrate when you talk.
Right,
Raptors. First thing, Raptors have finals experience.
Doesn't matter.
The Bucks made it to Eastern Conference Finals. Sure, they almost won, but they didn't win. They didn't go to the NBA Finals, and they didn't do it. Giannis is one dude. He carried his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, almost won it, but he can't do it every single year. And when one dude has to carry their team every single year, that dude falls off eventually and the team gets shown up. 2,
Kawhi is gone.
Pascal Siakam.
Okay.
Pascal Siakam is a very good player. He's a very talented player.
He's not defensively sound.
And their center as well is very talented in terms of defense.
I'll be honest with you. I'll counter that in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Those two put together could stop Giannis.
Even though they didn't already this year.
The Raptors as a team look
pretty
good, I would say, compared to
just
losing Kawhi. Just losing Kawhi and all that they lost with him, all they lost with him, for a team that just went through that, they look pretty good. And I think the Eastern Conference, besides the 76ers, no other team is really showing up as, wow, that team's stunningly good. The 76ers look good, but everyone else looks right there with them.
The Celtics are secretly good right now, but they're not doing great.
I don't think they'll last. That's my my interpretation of them, at least. But I see the Raptors showing up more than any other team because of the experience, the players, the roster, the lineup, the talent, and probably the coaching as well.
Okay, well, I'll give you coaching might be a little bit better. Nick Nurse is a little bit better of a coach, in my opinion, than I think it's Budenholzer and the Bucks, right?
Now, you guys, I know, are both going to disagree with me. Cole doesn't think the Raptors make the playoffs, first of all.
I don't think I even ever said that.
Pretty sure you did.
They might play the Bucks because the Bucks will be the first seed and the Raptors.
No.
I
think the Raptors may be top 4 at least.
All right, I think you're high.
Wait, did I say top 4? I might not have said top 4, but I definitely said they'll be in the playoffs.
You just said top 4.
They might have been. I know. I think I misplayed when I first made my playoff list for the Eastern Conference. I think I had
put them at 6. I know that.
Raptors in the top, or the least of back 8, I guess.
Can I change my Western Conference lineup because the Warriors aren't making the playoffs? I'm just saying that now.
Yeah, the Warriors look really, really, really bad.
They look really rough, boys. Prayers up for them because they need somebody back, and I don't know who's coming back anytime soon.
No one really.
But going back to the Raptors thing, are you done yet?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, tell me this: Who is Pascal Siakam defensively sound? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wrong.
No, he is.
That is like literally the worst answer you could have given.
He is.
Is Kyle Lowry going to be able to do what he did last year?
No.
Okay, as long as you got that part down. All right. So is Kyle Lowry consistent enough?
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes, he is. You disagree, but he is in the playoffs. Look at all his stats in the playoffs over his career. He is consistently good in the playoffs.
What were you saying?
I was saying if you look at Kyle Lowry's career playoffs, he has consistently around the same career numbers.
All right, now split the home and away games.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a vast difference between that, but it depends really if he shows up or not.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's getting too old and he's not consistent enough. He needs to be able to do it both at home and away. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but
if you can't do it at both, you don't win unless you're the Nationals.
It's true. But I'm still looking at the Raptors and I see, besides Giannis, way more talent on that lineup.
Okay, well, Chris Middleton is.
I don't know why you underrate Chris Middleton.
Yes,
I don't see Chris Middleton doing anything.
He's an all-star.
Chris Middleton didn't show up in the playoffs at all last year. It was all Giannis the whole time.
I'm pretty sure he was hurt, honestly.
Either he was hurt or he was just...
I'm pretty sure he was hurt.
I don't remember seeing him. Whether he was hurt or not, that's a whole nother story. But he was not relevant at all. Giannis carried his team through the playoffs last year.
Yeah, because Giannis was all they had. Now they have... Well, they had Mirotic, but Mirotic got hurt too. Okay. I don't know where he is right now. He's a good stretch to have. You have Brooke Lopez. I mean, fuck
Eric
Robin
Bledsoe.
Lopez. Yes, true. Eric Bledsoe.
Who's perfect on their team.
Yes. You have Chris Middleton who can close for him, even though if Giannis can close by himself, if he starts draining these threes, he went 4 for 7 the other night. If he literally shoots 33% from 3, he adds so
Everything
much.
Changes in the playoffs.
He adds so much to that team.
Look at all the teams last year in the playoffs. They did either not as good or way better than they did in the regular season. And this has been consistent throughout the history of the NBA playoffs.
Giannis wasn't shooting threes
especially recently.
Like this.
I know.
Giannis was not shooting threes like this.
I know he wasn't shooting threes.
So what happened? He was one-dimensional. over the offseason, seems like he built a little bit more of a jump shot than Ben Simmons did. Because I don't think I've seen one from Ben Simmons yet.
I don't think he shot one.
I think he made 1 3, but I might be wrong.
That was in.
He made one in
China.
preseason. I don't even know if he's attempted one this regular.
But
Yeah,
my point is, every team changes a little bit in the playoffs. Now, the regular season, it can go by however it wants to. But once these teams make the playoffs, I'm telling you, the Raptors will they will look exponentially better against the Bucks because
Marc Gasol's getting too old. He can't close out. He cannot close out and guard the paint because with Brook Lopez playing the way he does, he is built his game into being a stretch 5.
Okay.
So Marc Gasol's got to pick because Siakam's not going to be able to guard Giannis on the inside and Robin Lopez and Brook. You only got 2 people that can guard those 3. Robin's not
obviously.
good, so he just kind of takes up he's just a big body on the court.
Yeah.
But you got to pick. If you've only got 2 big men that can do that, then who else you got? One of them's going to be free.
I disagree with the fact that you think Siakam cannot guard Giannis in the open court. I think he can. I think he will be able to in the playoffs. At least 3 of the games he'll be able to handle him. Now, of course, Giannis is going to have one of those games where he just balls out, and that's why I think it's probably going to go 5. It might. It could go 4. Could be 4 if they play incredible. But Siakam has that ability. I've watched him play. He's probably the one person on the Raptors I've been interested in. And I've watched him play. He has the ability. He has that shutdown defensively. I know you disagree with me, but I think he does. He has offensive talent by far. And he will be able to at least contest with Giannis. And if you can contest with Giannis, you can beat the Bucks. Do you disagree with that?
I'm looking at his stats right
now. Oh. But do you disagree with that talent where if you can contend with Giannis, you can beat the Bucks? He can't. He can.
You tell me.
In a 5-game series, he will be able to contend with Giannis.
No, Giannis is going to drop 40 again.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Why? Why not?
He may drop 40 in a game.
Why not?
But he's not going to drop 40 the whole series.
I bet you right now he drops over 30 if Siakam guards him the whole time.
Well, Siakam's not going to guard him the whole time, but he's going to guard him.
Well, who's going to guard him?
All right, 34-year-old Marc Gasol is going to shut his ass.
He's going to get double teamed, of course.
Okay, so then
but there's not always going to be someone open because the worst player is not going to get the ball.
Dude, their worst player right now is Robin Lopez, but he is like the last of the bench players that gets on the court.
Okay, I'm saying their worst player in their starting lineup is not going to get the ball to score.
I'm looking at their starting lineup right now because I'm pretty sure they're just loaded with 3-point shooters.
I don't think they are, to be honest. I thought it was overrated last year, and I was right with the Bucks. They did not make it to the finals at all, and then they lost to the Raptors barely, but they lost to the Raptors still. I think a lot of people are doing it again. They're overrating the Bucks again, and I think Giannis, good as Giannis is, he cannot take this team to the finals again.
I think Wesley Matthews is their worst starter.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad starter at all.
That seems like a pretty decent starting lineup. You got Bledsoe at the 1, probably Middleton or Matthews at the 2, and then the others playing the 3. You have Giannis at the 4 and Lopez at the 5.
All right.
Or if you just feel like fucking with him, you could put Giannis at the 3 and just destroy any point guard.
Yeah, like, what?
You don't think Kyle Lowry can contend at all with Giannis?
Are you on crack right now?
You don't think he can even defend? No, of course he can't contend in points.
Kyle Lowry
doesn't score that much.
At his tallest day.
I'm saying you cannot. You really don't believe that Kyle Lowry can't even defend Giannis at all?
No, not in this lineup.
No.
I disagree. I think he can.
Giannis's wingspan.
Do I think Giannis is gonna score on Kyle Lowry? Yes. Do I think he can still defend him at some points? Yes.
Oh my gosh, my computer just came back.
And I think you're all overrating the Bucks once again, like you did last year, and this is why they didn't make the finals when everyone thought they would.
No, they didn't make the finals because the Raptors had Kawhi, and and Giannis didn't have a 3-ball last year. I guarantee you right now, I'm not even joking when I say this. I bet you if Giannis had a 3-ball last year, that series looks entirely different. Because all they did was clog the middle, and Middleton wasn't 100% there to save them.
I still don't even think it looks that different.
Still put up 17 points per game.
Kawhi Leonard's defense is too good for them to have let up just over threes and open threes all the time.
Seriously, I think if Middleton was 100%, because I'm pretty sure he had just come back off an injury.
Maybe.
If he was 100%, if Mirotic didn't get hurt, and Giannis could shoot threes, that team looks different and really different. Because last year, Giannis was just having to drive to the hoop. This year, if, like I said, he keeps it up, he is virtually unguardable.
Two things are going to happen. One, this is what I think is most likely, Giannis is going to get hurt at some point this season. Two, and if that doesn't, and I'm not saying I want to, I'm just saying I think it's going to happen. And if that doesn't happen, even if it doesn't happen, the Raptors are still going to be able to contend with the Bucks.
That's asinine.
Whether you put every single statistic up against it, you put every single possibility, every single factor against the Bucks or against the Raptors that you can think of. I don't think they're going to work harder. I just think
that's what you said.
Oh, well, of course they're gonna have to work harder to beat them, obviously. But
this
you put every single statistic, every single fact, every single thing that says I'm wrong, and I still bet on the Raptors.
All right, your tallest person on the lineup is Serge Ibaka at 7 foot. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. Then you have Marc Gasol, and then it drops to 6'9" Pascal Siakam, and then after that you've got 6'6" and below, basically.
Yeah.
That is not a tall lineup and that's not good, especially.
You don't have to worry about being tall if Giannis is shooting threes. First of all, it's not the biggest factor. You just have to put a hand in his face. No, you just have to put a hand in his face. You don't have to worry about.
How are you going to get a hand in his face when he's 6'11"?
Because you just have to jump to get a hand in your face. You don't have to be insanely tall.
Giannis not jump?
Yeah, is Giannis like set shot?
Of course he can jump, but you just look. In order to guard a three, you don't have to block the three. You just have to be close enough and get.
How are you going to get a hand in his face when his head's, again, 2 extra feet off the ground, so he's like 9 foot tall?
He's not 9 foot tall. He's not even 7 feet tall.
He's
6'11". That's
6'11" with a 30-inch vertical.
No.
Let's just say he hits that.
Yeah.
That's an extra 2.5 feet.
Okay.
What's 2.5 plus 6'11"? Somebody do the math.
2.5 plus 6'11".
2.5 feet.
Plus 6'11".
9'5".
Yeah. You're telling me any of those guys are gonna get there for that?
No.
Also,
of course they're not gonna get up to his hands. No. But they're not. They don't have to get up to his hands. They just have to get in his face to distract him. Just the tiniest bit of distraction makes a 3-point shot awful.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I think it is. And if he is doing everything that you're gonna say he's doing in the playoffs with his 3-point shot, then he's gonna be shooting a lot more threes and he'll be driving on people, which will help.
No, all he's got to do is he's got to make 2. If he makes 2 threes, therefore they have to respect it. They have to open the lane up. And if
he makes 2 threes, then of course they're going to start respecting the 3. But they're also, the other thing is they're going to also have one person down in the lane to make sure that if he does drive on whoever's guarding him on the outside.
Who
is stopping him in the paint? Nobody.
It's called convergence. You bring in somebody from the top, usually at the top of the key. You bring in someone as
so he does what LeBron does.
Down.
He has already built his game basically like LeBron in the drive and kick.
Yes, you drive, but you also don't have to kick if you don't have to kick if you think you can beat everyone in the bottom of the paint.
He's
anyway.
gonna start kicking the ball. He had a triple.
He's amazing at passing.
I understand.
His playmaking has gone up.
But
it's gotten better.
Okay, look.
So who's crashing? Okay, right now let's just say with
Okay.
both starting lineups, he drives. Who's crashing down to help?
Well, I named it
from
two
the
big men, of course.
Who's putting him on? Who's
Well, obviously Marc Gasol would have to.
Okay, so Marc Gasol crashes. He's getting the ball to Brook Lopez. Who's gonna cover?
Cover who?
Say somebody. Okay, so Marc Gasol drops down. Siakam's already on. I'm assuming Siakam's already on Giannis, right?
Well, it depends on the situation, but yeah, averaged out, yes, probably.
Okay, Marc Gasol crashes over. Who's going over to cover Brook Lopez?
Brook Lopez would be
open.
Your only option left is Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka is not going to cover Brook Lopez.
Well, then I guess you're fucked.
No. With 5 people on the court on each side, if you've got 2 in the middle, therefore one player is open.
Have you heard of zone coverage in basketball?
If they're crashing, somebody's still open.
The Bucks can shoot threes. They'll abuse zone coverage all day.
Yeah.
They're not going to just abuse zone coverage all day. They're not going to make as many threes as you think. And Giannis's 3-point is not.
They did last year, And Giannis is getting better at shooting threes.
Look,
just makes
I
it even
already
harder.
stated my point.
Middleton shooting like 37%
No matter what
for three this
stat
year.
you pull at me, no matter what fact, no matter every number you can possibly think to pull, every single matchup, every single
you
instance,
said-
I'm
You said
still,
somebody's gonna crash and help.
I am
I'm
still
asking you who's
betting.
going to
I
get
am
there.
still betting the Raptors beat the Bucks in the playoffs
Giannis is just gonna
this year.
fist layups like
You know what?
magic.
I will put down the Raptors don't even see the Bucks in the playoffs.
I think not only do they see them, I think they beat them in 4 personally.
Yeah, you're high. You're being.
God.
This man is giving just. He just
A
wants
better Raptors
I'm
team lost
literally-
twice to the Bucks in the playoffs.
I'm
He just wants-
literally
at this point,
convinced it will probably be. I said it will probably be 5, but I'm
Brian,
convinced it could be 4.
really want you to. For this segment, I want you to put clickbait only.
Clickbait. I'm not even clickbaiting. I believe
Clickbait
this.
I don't understand how.
I
that-
100% believe this.
Hold
I've
up,
given
hold
you
up.
so
You don't know
many.
why. You don't know how. Like, oh, cause
Give me-
This
Yeah,
is not clickbait. This is honest belief. I believe the Raptors will beat the Bucks in the playoffs this
How
year.
are they gonna get better?
They're gonna.
They
What do you mean,
lost
how are they gonna
quietly,
get
got
better?
better.
One of the best two-way player in the NBA. How do you get
Actually,
better?
he is.
I
the
didn't say
best
they're gonna
two-way
get
player
better.
in
I
the
think they're gonna do just the same thing they did.
But you're saying that they might sweep.
But they're
didn't
going to.
sweep
They
them last
they're
year.
going
won
to
in
have.
6
They're
last
going
year
to change.
with a better team.
Hold up. I'm actually gonna make a phone call. I'm still here. I'm listening, but I'm making a phone call.
Sure, it could go to more than 5. I don't think it will, but it could.
You're right. It will go to 5. Raptors are lucky the one game.
Actually, I forgot the ECF. I forgot it was all best of 7. In that case, then they're probably gonna win in 6. In that best 5. Forgot it was best of 7, not best of 5. So probably 6 games. Raptors win.
No.
Maybe it could be 5 though.
No.
They won't win straight.
You're
They
still
won't.
high.
It might
No.
be 5 because the Raptors might win one game if they get lucky.
No. Okay. I'm not. This is not clickbait. This is just an honest belief. I 100% believe
With
it's
no
gonna-
evidence or any reasons why.
I've given every reason, every
You're
evidence.
giving nothing actually.
You just keep debating it.
Dude, he's
Because
just
you're
saying
wrong.
Siakam's winning MVP.
No, I don't think he's gonna win MVP. I think he may
Then
win
he's not-
MVP in the
he's not stopping
You're gonna
playoffs.
magically get
I think he
10
won
better
MVPs at the
defense.
ECF if they face each other there. Wherever they face each other, he will be MVP of the series. 100%.
Even though, I mean, no. It's just absurd.
100%.
My gosh.
100% guaranteed.
When the Raptors don't make the laugh so
Now,
hard.
now I also had the Bulls making the playoffs as well at the 8th seed.
Yeah,
I
which is
believe.
not gonna happen considering we are the most inconsistent.
I don't
Well,
think
I
you're.
tried to call Dan.
I don't think
he's
you're
on
that
computer or
inconsistent.
Alive.
I don't think you're that inconsistent. I do think you struggle sometimes, though. That's for sure.
We're
But
incredibly
The
inconsistent.
Bulls will make the playoffs. I also believe that, as well as the Hawks.
Oh yeah, the Hawks are gonna make
and the
playoffs
Pistons
somehow.
as well. And I think that's all.
Maybe if they get
Those
Blake
are the
back
only
and
upsets.
their
that I
chemistry
had.
goes up through the roof, maybe the Pistons make the playoffs.
Chemistry goes up to the roof. I mean, they're 4-5 right now. I wouldn't say they're doing awful.
Wow.
Honestly,
For the East,
I think
that's good enough, but
I honestly
the
don't think the
Pistons
Nets
are
can make the
not,
playoffs.
like, I don't think the Pistons are like total long shots for the playoffs.
I mean, and they're in the East, so no one's really ever.
Yeah,
except
that's
X.
I mean, you look at it
Magic.
right now, right? The Celtics are 1, the Bucks are 2. The 76ers were 1. They've dropped all the way to 4.
They lost.
Who'd they
2
lose
games in
to?
a row. I don't remember. But
I
Embiid, I
missed
think
theirs.
didn't Embiid get suspended? for
Oh
2
yeah.
games, which
Yep.
is why they lost 2 games in a row.
Probably. But you see the Eastern Conference is completely lopsided. Anything can happen in the East.
Yeah.
Not
But we're not
the
talking about like
West.
the bad teams in the East.
Not the West. I don't know
That has to do
how
with the
many
Raptors playing the
times
Bucks.
that I have to say this.
How does the West affect the Eastern playoffs at all?
It doesn't. I was just saying. I was
technically
just
it kind
proving
of
a
does
fact.
because if they lose those games out west, then their seeding drops. But that's
I
about it.
guess.
Okay,
But my point is, in the Eastern Conference, is very much up for debate who can win it. Celtics look good, but I don't think they'll stay that hot.
Well,
And
I
the-
don't think they're gonna win the East.
I don't
I'm
either.
just
But
saying they don't look too bad.
they're on a 5-win streak, which is nice for good for them. But the Bucks look they look really good right now. But they're not gonna
Yeah,
they're not gonna win.
Says they look really good right now, but they're gonna lose the Raptors in 5.
100%.
A team that they almost beat last year. With
Dude,
the
I
Raptors,
almost-
had a
The
better
Raptors
team.
without
not
Kawhi are looking just as good as they did last year.
If the Bucks had beaten the Raptors last year, the Bucks probably would have beaten the Warriors in the final.
No.
Actually, yeah, I could agree with that.
Because the
With how many
Raptors
injuries
crushed
happened?
them.
With how many injuries that
No.
the Warriors had?
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe
They
with all
didn't
the
have-
injuries,
they didn't have
maybe.
Durant. I don't think they had Clay.
Clay was hurt and tried to come back and then got re-hurt.
Yeah.
The Heat
So,
are surprisingly good, though.
Well, yeah, but
I mean,
was it
yeah.
Nunn and Hero or whatever? I don't know how to say his name. But those two look great.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah. I don't know how to say his last name.
Hero.
I still don't see how it's possible.
Dan won't pick up. I'm kind of sad.
I still don't see how it's possible that the Nets make the playoffs. And I don't know why people think they will.
I mean, they don't have a bad team. They're not terrible.
Kyrie's
They-
killing it.
They just need a few
Kyrie
breaks
is
to
gonna
go
have
their
to
way.
carry them so hard.
That's what he's doing.
I know, but
That's what he's
can you
doing.
do that 82 games?
Dude, yeah. I think Kyrie can.
Can he really do that 82 games? Because last time he was on a team that he had to carry, he didn't do that.
They're not gonna be the 1 through, I'd bet 5. They might be the maybe 6, but I think they make 7 or 8.
I think the Bulls make the seed playoffs as the 8th seed. I think the Hawks that make it as the 7th, and I think the Pistons
I
are
won't
the
lie,
They
6th.
did
didn't have
not-
a coach.
They didn't look bad against the Lakers when they played. But then again, the
We
Lakers
blew a 19-point lead.
Cole,
The
the only
Lakers
reason the
bench also
Bulls look
gave them
bad,
that
they've
lead.
also played the most games out of anyone in the East. They played 9 games. No one else has played 9 games.
Yeah, but
And-
still, they're not gonna do much.
Okay, but everyone else, I mean, the Bulls, the you could average
Detroit's
out their
played 9
amount of
games.
losses. Detroit's played 9 games? Oh, okay, so Detroit's won one more game. That's it. One more game.
Detroit still suck.
And they're in the playoffs. Literally,
But they're
one
hurting
game goes
'cause they think
different.
their
The
point guard's
Bulls one game goes different for the
Blake's
Bulls. The
coming
Bulls are
back.
tied for the playoffs right now.
Oh, is he? Good.
Yeah.
Literally, one win goes different for the Bulls are in the playoffs right now. I mean, you played the same amount of
No.
games as the
Yeah,
Pistons.
but that's if we're
Ninth.
talking That's if we're talking playoffs went and started today.
Yeah,
But we're not.
okay, but you know,
Because the playoffs don't start until.
look at the
what,
stats the
April?
players on the Bulls are
Sorry,
pulling
wasn't
up
even that
though.
far.
They beat the Hawks
Wow.
pretty handily by 20 points, and the Hawks had
Whoa.
the Hawks had one more. Well, at the time they had one more win than the Bulls did.
We also blew a 19-point lead.
To the Lakers. Yep.
Look at all the stats the Bulls
And
players are
Cole, I want to
putting up
actually
though.
say this much about that game. They blew it to the bench.
Yeah, it didn't look good. But look at the Bulls starters. Look at the Bulls starters.
know.
Each starter that's playing 30 minutes a game right now. 17,
so
13, 10,
inconsistent.
27, 10, 13.
Dude, but y'all got a nice young team. Honestly, with a
I
couple more
know.
draft picks, they'd
2-3
be.
years, we're gonna be amazing.
Look at them
Them and the
against the
Hawks are
Lakers.
sick.
All
we
the
can find a
starters.
good coach.
Otto Porter Jr. put up 18. Wendell Carter 11. Zach LaVine 26.
Otto Porter might honestly be, like,
Satoransky
One of the top players on that team.
7. Kobe White 18. Chris Dunn 9. I mean, all these players
How
are.
many did Laurie put up?
He had I think 11 that game.
That's not good for Laurie at all.
No, he had 7 that game.
Yeah, he needs
Oh,
to.
7. Wow.
The game before
Wow,
that he had 11.
even
But
better.
again,
He should
the
be
next game he had
averaging at
18.
least- No one on our team is averaging what they should be right now, except for
Zach
Wow.
LaVine seems to be playing very well. I just think the
maybe
Bulls have.
Satoransky. He's overperforming.
Look at the teams the Bulls have beat, right? And then
Actually,
look at the,
Satoransky's not a terrible bench player.
the only good team the Bulls have lost to is the Raptors.
Wait, didn't they just lose to the Lakers?
Or
Are they not good?
the Lakers as well. But they beat the Pistons, they beat the Knicks, they beat the Cavs, they beat the Hawks, they beat the.
None of
they
those
lost.
are impressive in the slightest to me.
Okay, but the teams you beat have been decent to good teams.
The Knicks are terrible.
Besides the Knicks, of course.
The Hawks are mediocre. Trae Young is just really good.
They
I
don't
mean,
have
the Cavs have nothing besides. I don't even remember what his name is.
Kevin Love. I mean,
He just
Even
puts up
then,
rebounds.
yeah, he doesn't really do much.
Okay, given that you saw last week, I think we did what we saw in the NBA, given the first 2 weeks of the NBA, what we've seen and our future predictions for it. Well, given all that we've seen now, and my apparently crazy prediction, as you put it.
It is.
It's asinine.
And I think Cole and I would both, honestly, if they saw each other in the playoffs, I guarantee. Cole, would you be okay with putting your bank account up against that right now?
Considering my bank account is impressive.
Is what?
Not impressive. in the
Mine either.
slightest.
But I'm just saying, if we all put our bank account up in that right now, against Ryan.
I'm very confident. I'm just not
to do that.
No. Let's say they made it. I'm not saying we're actually going to do it, but I'm saying I would feel pretty confident if they saw each other in the playoffs that the Raptors would not win in 5, let alone win the series.
Let alone
I'm
win
sorry. That was before I remembered it was the 7-game series. In a 7-game series, they'll go to 6 at least.
You said 4.
I thought it was 5-game series.
Then you bumped it up to 5 or 6. And
when I realized it was a 7. When I realized, I thought.
So I'm saying 5.
Okay, fine.
Because
5 if the Raptors perform the best they can.
Okay,
6 if I think it goes the way it will.
I'm saying 7 if they win.
No.
And that's if they're lucky. And I'm saying extremely lucky.
No.
I do not know how they stop Giannis and Chris Middleton. I don't know how they.
I don't know how they would even stop a third.
Who's gonna guard Giannis? If they guard Giannis, because they're using all their defense. Chris Middleton's an outside threat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's guarding both of them.
Sure, somebody sticks on him, but then you've got other options who are okay with shooting.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What?
I mean, you got 2 guards, you got 2 forwards and a center. All of those people are taller than average players in the NBA at their high positions.
And they can all shoot.
On the Raptors.
Oh, I'm in on the Bucks because their lineup all can shoot. The Raptors lineup, not everybody can shoot.
Because I'm looking at every game the Raptors have played, and every single one of the starting lineup has at least scored 20 games in almost every single one. 20 points in almost every single game. The big loss they had was to the Bucks, which they lost by 10. Even so, Kyle Lowry put up 36 in that game. Pascal Siakam put up 16 himself, which is not that much.
Wow.
Which is not much, but every single starter besides Kyle Lowry had less than 20, and yet Kyle Lowry still put up 36 against same amount that, by the way, Giannis put up as well.
Okay, against who?
The Bucks.
Okay. And
I'm saying they shot just as Giannis and Kyle Lowry went blow for blow just as much. They can do it.
Okay.
Clearly.
Well, what about the rest?
Kyle didn't guard Giannis.
Kyle doesn't guard Giannis, but they can still trade blow for blow with that team. Clearly, with Kyle Lowry putting up 36, which is the same amount that Giannis put up.
Not in the playoffs without Kawhi.
No. 100% I believe they can. They match up well.
No, they don't.
That's a horrible matchup.
Considering there's literally no one on the court who can guard Kawhi. I mean,
the only reason the Bucks won that game was because of their bench. That was it. The only reason the Bucks won that game was because of their bench. The Raptors bench underperformed.
The series anymore.
The Raptors bench underperformed. That is the only reason the Bucks lost or Bucks won.
Yeah,
totally.
That game.
But
that
okay.
game.
Yeah, I guarantee you the next time they see the series.
Also because Siakam didn't show up.
Yeah, Siakam's not going to really show up when he's guarding Giannis every game, and Giannis is.
Only at 16.
Didn't he put it in the doghouse, basically?
I'm betting on Siakam.
You're an idiot.
I think you're high.
I mean, you can think what you want.
Do you guys have a lot of weed in your house?
I don't know where it is if we do.
I'm just saying. I bet on Siakam. I think that he will at least do what he should against Giannis, and if he does what he should,
I don't care if he overperforms. He could put up 40 a game. They're not gonna win.
If he puts up 40 a game, they're winning in 4.
If he puts up 40 a game, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
The Raptors are winning in 4.
No, Lowry's not getting any buckets. He's the only one who's going to be scoring on that entire team. Their points they'll have per game is going to be if
Siakam puts 40 a game, the Raptors win in 4.
70.
Guaranteed. No. I would bet $10 right now if Siakam puts up 40 a game, the Raptors win in 4.
No.
Guaranteed. No.
Yeah,
is Siakam going to put up a triple-double?
No. God,
okay,
no.
so therefore they're not keeping up because Giannis
will.
I think he'll put up a triple-double in one a game.
Giannis will do it for all 4.
Giannis is going to average.
Probably. He's going to have to average a triple-double to beat the Raptors.
No, he's not.
Yes, he will.
He could average like 30 points and 6 assists.
He could put up 25.
So when I'm right, what are you guys going to do? When I'm proven to be right, what are you guys going to do?
Right. Okay. What if they don't even see each other? What if the Bucks make it far?
If they don't see each other, then it's pointless.
Okay, well what if the Raptors don't make it as far as the Bucks and the Bucks go far?
If the Raptors don't make it to the playoffs, I'll do something.
Oh my God, we have to record that.
I mean,
If the Raptors don't make it to the playoffs, I'll admit something on recording, whatever you want.
No. This is gonna be like we're visually humiliating.
Visually humiliating if the Raptors don't make the playoffs. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
we're gonna do some.
But if they do make the playoffs, if they do make the playoffs,
to make the playoffs.
okay, if they beat the Bucks in the playoffs, I want something. I want
Unless
something.
Giannis gets
You know what?
injured.
You know
That's
what? I will.
not happening.
I think Cole and I can chip in for next gen console just to give you one.
Sure. That seems fair. If I'm getting visually humiliated, and if I'm getting visually humiliated, the Raptors don't make the playoffs.
No, you know what? We'll make it even.
Okay.
We win. I mean, I don't know. Cole can have it. You can buy Cole an Xbox or the new Xbox or PlayStation, whatever. Because next gen comes out next year.
Deal.
But if we're right, well, if you're right, we'll chip in for you.
Deal.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna no,
Injuries, no, and any major injury to the starting.
either starting lineup. How about that?
Is what?
Yeah.
Is what?
Well,
Nullifies the
here,
deal.
do you want to make
Nullifies this?
one-on-one?
Yeah, part of my thing is one of my things is betting that
even if Giannis is injured, the Bucks could still beat the Raptors.
Are you insane? Now you're insane if you think the Bucks stand a chance if Giannis is injured.
They could win in 7.
They don't even stand a single chance if Giannis misses one game. If he misses one game of that series, they lose.
Giannis could sit for like 3 games.
No, if he misses one game of that series, they lose.
All right. Hey, real quick. Before we continue this conversation, hey, chill. Just for like 10 seconds, let me say.
What's that?
All right. Okay, so I get it would be unfair for Ryan to have to pay the whole thing.
It does seem a little bit unfair.
So, I'm not saying I'm scared or anything because I know it's not funny. But
I'm not saying I'm scared or anything, but
fine. You know what? No, fuck it. I'll straight up take this. Cole, you don't have to pay shit.
Wow. All right.
Because I'm not even worried.
Okay. Fine. You have a deal.
I would have agreed to it anyway.
Huh?
I would have agreed to it anyway because the
Oh,
odds
you'd
that
have
the
done it?
Raptors beat the odds that the Raptors beat the Bucks.
So if they play in the playoffs,
Insanely
they
low.
have to win in 5.
Yeah.
Raptors have to
Wait,
win.
no.
in 5. It's not if they win a series.
No,
You
that
said
is
in 5.
not. That is not what we agreed
That's
upon.
literally what I've said since the beginning.
No, that is not what I was talking about. I said the Raptors win against the Bucks. I didn't say it had to happen in 5.
Cole, did he not literally say?
I mean, he predicted it was going to happen in 5.
Yeah. So
when I thought the series was 5 games only.
He claims that he thought the front of the.
I thought the series was 5 games only. Now that I know it's
you
7.
said they win in 4.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I said if they play their best.
Doesn't play.
If Giannis doesn't play and they play their best, they win in 4. But if they don't, that's when I thought it was 5. Now that I know it's 7, it's if they play their best. At best, they win in 5. If they play what I think they're gonna do, it's 6 or 7. And Austin's got the microphone. But that's my point. If the Raptors play their absolute best, they win in 5. If they don't, it's 6 or 7. That's the only way.
Is the bet on 5,
so
6, or 7?
The bet is on the winning period. I don't care how many games. I'm not doing based upon a game amount. That's completely unfair because I can't guess how many games I can't control how well they play in it. I just know they're gonna win.
Okay, Austin, do you agree to that term? That doesn't matter how many games it is.
I believe he's still having Discord problems, but it's really also you can agree to that as well.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold up. I missed like everything because my internet actually died that time.
Okay, Ryan wants to make the bet that it's just whoever wins the series because he doesn't do it based on.
I'm not doing it based upon any games because that's completely unfair. I said they could. I didn't say I would bet that they are. I said they could win it in that many games.
You made the asinine prediction. That was what I was basing that off of.
I'm betting on the entire series, not the amount of games they win it on. I can't guarantee they win it in 5.
So you have no conviction on it.
Would you bet the Bucks are gonna win it in 4? No.
Damn it! I just lagged out again.
Oh man.
No cap.
No. I'm just saying. Would you bet the Bucks are gonna win it in 4? No.
I mean, I think at the most at the absolute and the Bucks win. That's Giannis playing terrible.
I am telling you right now, the only way I make this bet is if it's the amount of games doesn't matter, that they just win. That's the only way I'd make it. Oh my lord. I mean, to be fair to myself, I think
I don't understand why. I don't know why. Do you think any of this happened? I don't know how you.
I'm like legit lagging now. I don't know why.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, that Cole, I've said it before and I'll say it again. All my reasons.
Given
I don't want to say it again.
Evidence.
I have though.
Logic.
Look, you just don't like it.
I'm
you
gonna
don't
say
like
this right now. The bet was way I set it up. They win in 5. If they don't,
that's not how I'm betting it. That's first of all, I said I wasn't betting on that.
You can decrease the risk. You can like take the like you can change what you get if you want to make it just 5.
Yeah, if you want to make it who wins.
I was never betting on the amount of games. I said they would win. I was never betting that it would happen in 5 though.
Are you willing to make a bet if they win it in 5?
If the risk is a lot less. I'm not risking buying a new gen console upon 5 wins.
That'd have been fucking $600.
That's retarded.
That'd have been $500-$600.
I'm not. I know they're not gonna. I mean, they could at their absolute best. I just don't believe they'll win in 5.
You made that sound like you were trying to say, "Oh fuck, they'll win in 5 no matter what."
No, I said if they play their best, they could win in 5.
No, they ain't winning 5 regardless.
But they could if they play their best.
All right, fine. You come up with an idea.
I will have one by the end of this podcast.
I thought the bet was that.
No, my bet is just that the Raptors win.
Can we still visually humiliate you then?
Only if the.
Do we get to release that video I sent Dan?
Ryan getting punched.
If the Bucks win. If the Bucks win, I don't care how many. If the Bucks win in 5, you can release that video.
Okay, I'll do that.
If the Bucks win in 5,
could it be 5 or a sweep?
5 or a sweep.
Well, okay.
So 4 or 5.
That's fine. But that's if they see each other in the playoffs.
Of course, if they don't see each other,
and
all this is nullified.
Healthy.
And if both teams are full, if like Siakam or Kyle Lowry's not playing, they have to have their starting lineups playing. Otherwise, it gets nullified.
That's fine.
What
if they're both missing one player?
Depends on the player.
Depends on the player.
If it's Giannis and
we
can make the decision before the series.
True, we can.
Because we'll know before.
Just mark this.
So yes, we will mark this down. I will remember that. Bets galore. All right, so moving on. I think we should go to the NFL picks and make our picks for this week.
Wait, I don't know if Austin, did you hear that? Okay, I said that even if Giannis doesn't play in.
Oh yeah, you said that
they still have a shot at.
Not a chance. Not a chance. If Giannis doesn't play one game, they lose. Guaranteed.
I think the Bucks could still win in 7, even if Giannis was in.
No.
I think it'd be funny.
No. I would make it. No.
No,
not a chance.
Maybe.
Giannis is so much of that team. He is half of their lineup at least. In the NBA, it's 5-man lineups. He's 2.5 players, at least.
I still think they could do it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would love to know how much of their season's points total is made up of Giannis. I would love to know.
Without Giannis, I think they're basically the same team.
Without Giannis, I don't even think they make the playoffs.
I don't know about that. I think they.
I don't even think they make the playoffs without Giannis. To be completely
honest. I think they're so well-rounded. I think they still make the playoffs.
Nope.
Especially such good chemistry.
If Giannis was not on their team, I don't even think they're. Yeah, I don't think they made the playoffs.
I say
especially in the
East.
He
is so much of their team. He is so much of their team.
They were a 60-team win last year with Giannis.
He's like LeBron carrying the Cavs.
48-50.
What are the Cavs now without LeBron? A dead team. What would the Bucks be without Giannis? Not a dead team, but not good. Not a playoff team.
Chris Middleton's an all-star. Eric Bledsoe can be an all-star in any given.
That is
defensively sound.
Kevin Love was an all-star.
Wesley Matthews is amazing.
Kyrie Irving was an all-star.
He's still in the league.
Kyrie Irving
is an all-star. Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, LeBron were all on the same team. What happened when LeBron left? What happened when LeBron left? It was just Kyrie and Kevin. They fell.
Actually, Kyrie was gone before.
Okay, what happened when Kevin Love was just left on that team? They're tanking.
Yeah, because
what are they 2-6?
They gave away everything. They literally only have Colin Sexton and Tristan Thompson and
Tristan Thompson was an all-star at one
actually
point.
is Tristan Thompson.
Thompson was never an all-star.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was never an all-star, but is he even still there? I don't even know. I just know Kevin Love's still there.
Let me see. I think he was an all-star.
I feel bad because that's like his retirement home, basically.
Oh,
whatever.
Okay,
what's the next thing you want to get to?
Okay, so the other topic or subject I want to talk to was our NFL picks for last week and this upcoming week. So we actually have a really interesting week this past one. We'll get started right away. Yeah, a lot of very surprising upsets happened this past week. Not a lot of good picks and not a lot of bad picks, but let's get into it. So we're gonna start off right away. Yeah, okay. I just had to look up all the games real fast.
Thompson has never made an all-star team.
I thought he did. I was wrong. So starting out, we had the Texans Jaguars, and we had all three of us pick the Texans that game, and they smothered the Jaguars. Not surprising. Then we had I also gotta make sure I get.
Wait, I did. Oh, good. I did pick the Texans. Thank God. That one kind of scared me. I thought I picked the Jags.
We all good. And then we had the Bears Eagles. I picked the Bears in a very sad loss for me, while everyone else.
Dude,
picked
Trubisky
the
just
Eagles.
sucks. Don't feel bad.
To be completely fair, I really thought
bad. He knew Trubisky sucked, and he still picked.
I really thought
fair.
the Bears would chew up. I thought Trubisky would chew up that horrible Eagles secondary, which he did for a little bit, and then just fell apart. Typical. Then we had the Vikings Chiefs. All three of us picked the Chiefs in a very close game, but we all get a point for that one.
True.
Very close game won by Harrison Butker. Colts Steelers. All three of us for the Colts in a massive upset, so none of us get any points as the Steelers.
Vinatieri fucked us.
Yeah, really, Vinatieri did fuck us. They should have won, and he's
fuck that field goal was.
Oh, I don't know how he it was a perfect setup, by the way. It wasn't tipped at all. Just
actually no. I listened to Pat McAfee, who used to hold for him.
Yeah.
They fucked up the hold.
Like, I mean, it wasn't
No, it was a big.
Still though, but a hold is not going to make it go that far left.
Actually, it does, surprisingly.
But I mean, holds get messed up all the time. I don't think that
not
one
like
hold
that.
is going to cause that. Maybe.
When your laces are pointed where your foot's supposed to connect, yeah, it fucks
you up. Does it make it slant like that?
Yeah, and you hit it fat foot.
All right, well. Hey, he would know. He would know.
I used to hold for a little bit when I played football. I actually had to sit there because I played two positions. It was it was center because we ran shotgun. Nobody else could do the shotgun properly. Right. Somebody could fucking long snap, but they couldn't run the shotgun. So I was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, I mean, if anyone would know, it would be Pat McAfee. I'll give him that. So.
Yeah, but he's like, and I do know they always said like, Austin, we have a little bit of time. So he's like, during practice, I would just go and practice holding for our kicker.
Gotcha. Well, the next game was a massive upset. The Dolphins.
Back to what I was saying.
Sorry, are you good?
No, I lagged out. And I was gonna say, like, my coach legitimate told me, he goes, I swear to God, if you don't spin the fucking laces forward. I was like, okay.
Oh damn. All right, go coach.
So that does fuck shit up.
Okay. I agreed. I said he'd probably know more. I just didn't think it'd be that bad. Also, he just hasn't looked that good though this year, to be honest.
I mean, he saved him once already.
Yeah, that's true. Guess
Vinatieri's the goat over
Steelers winning that game is kind of shocking, though.
Vinatieri is literally the goat of all sports. Better than Tom Brady, better than Michael Jordan.
What?
Right.
No, dude.
Are you
it's
trying
a
to start
joke.
a war? Okay.
Right.
About to say, goddamn. All right, so the next game we had the Jets Dolphins in a massive shocker here. The Dolphins finally got their first win over the Jets.
That much of a shocker.
Well, they're both terrible teams, but the fact that the Jets lost this game
Jets
is
thing to do.
just abysmal. And
The Jets
wow.
just suck. Let's not talk about this much longer.
Okay. Next game, Redskins Bills. The Bills destroyed the Redskins. We all predicted that one correctly.
I would hope so.
Then we had the Titans Panthers. 3 for the Panthers, and the Panthers did win that game. Then we had the Lions Raiders in what was actually a massive shootout. Austin picked the Lions, unfortunately for Austin, so he will not be getting a point. Me and Cole picked the Raiders as well, so that.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty decent pick, though. It's not like it was egregious.
That's true. I mean, it was close. If the Matthew Stafford made a slightly better throw at the end, it goes to OT, and who knows what happens after that. Buccaneers Seahawks, it went to overtime, and the Seahawks skirted out a win, so we all get a point right there. Cole is still in the lead by 1 right now over me and Austin in a tie. And then my favorite game, Packers-Chargers, which was just a great game, regardless of what happened. The Chargers stunning the Packers, who came into LA, 26-11. None of us picked the Chargers at all because who the hell would have thought they'd win that game?
Well,
And
secretly, the Chargers
along.
are actually secretly like a little bit better than everybody thinks.
they're doing better than they should be. That's
Philip
for
Rivers
sure.
has thrown like 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's really, really weird about that game in itself. Then we had the Browns and Broncos, which the Broncos won that game. I have no idea how.
The Browns have no chemistry or
And none of us picked the Broncos at all, but they had no talent. And apparently Brandon Allen is better than Baker Mayfield, so who the hell knows what's going on there. And then, game of the week, Patriots-Ravens. Ravens stunning the Patriots 37-20. Can I get a shout-out for picking that game right? And you all doubted me.
I'll give you a shout out if the
All doubted me.
I'll give you that if the
I called my boy
If the
Lamar
what?
beating
if
Brady.
the Raptors beat the Bucks in the playoffs.
Oh my
which is
God.
not-
I called my boy beating Brady, my boy Lamar. There you go. And then the last Monday night game was Cowboys-Giants, in which the Cowboys smashed the Giants. And unfortunately, I picked the Giants that game, so I don't.
All right, look, I'm just saying that basically just negates the pick you had.
That's
Yeah.
true. So if we look back through it, we also Chargers-Raiders, which is happening right now. Currently,
picked the
we have
Chargers.
Cole picking the Chargers and me and Austin picking the Raiders. And right now, the Raiders are winning 20-14. So we will have to see where that goes. But given
Dude,
all
this one
that,
scares me because I honestly don't know who's gonna win.
yeah, this is a really close game, and
Raiders
both
should win
teams,
it.
both
I don't know
teams.
why I picked
I mean,
the
Philip Rivers
Chargers.
has thrown 2 picks already. I'm not quite sure what's going on this game, but it's been weird. And
I don't fucking know what's going on with either of these teams.
yeah, these
Just a
teams
really
are
big player right here.
such. Yeah, this
Yeah,
actually.
they are. Get
Anyway, depending on what happens this game, since Cole picked the Chargers, technically we would all be in a 3-way tie if the Raiders do win. If they do
Attaboy.
not win, Cole will be winning this week by 2
come on,
points.
Philip, please. Come on, Philip.
It
All
will
right,
be.
let's go to the next one.
So next week we have going on week 17. Let me just move this over real fast. We have or week 17. What the hell am I talking about? Week 10. We have where the hell are they? All right, first game Giants Jets. And first game we're starting out with a knockout game Giants Jets.
Oh, we missed it. Yes.
Honestly, I don't know.
Giants, Jets.
Well, I would say there's a home field advantage, but they play in the same stadium, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because the Jets might actually be trying to tank, but the Giants also suck enough to where they can think about
The
tanking.
Jets beat the Dolphins barely. The Giants look terrible again. I'm so confused.
Might have to pull out the tie card here.
I don't know. I
Is that-
think.
If I call a tie.
Okay,
do I
wait,
get
wait,
a
wait. If
triple?
we think about this
If you
strategically.
call a tie, you win the week.
No.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, sure. If you call
But you
a
gotta
tie.
guess
Wait.
the score and get it right.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
damn. Okay, Cole, you calling a tie?
3-3.
Tie. Cole picks
I'm-
tie.
No, that's not my
I'm-
pick.
Oh,
God.
okay. All right. Damn, I didn't know.
I might actually think about picking the tie. I really might.
If we think about this strategically, the
I feel
Jets
like
don't
Daniel
have a
Jones
defense.
should have a good game.
Daniel
but
Jones should tear up that horrible Jets defense, and Saquon should have game of his career theoretically.
he's still a rookie. He's still gonna fuck up.
Yeah, but the Dolphins, they barely lost. I mean, not barely. It was like a touchdown 2-point conversion, but or the Dolphins barely won. Sorry.
Dude, all right. Everybody pick
Look,
first.
the Jets lost to the Dolphins. I can't change that. I picked the Giants.
This is really just a quarterback battle at the end.
It pretty much is.
Dude, I don't know, because Saquon could run through that.
And again, it still fits Pat.
Yeah, but Le'Veon
it's-
could
or
run
not
all
fits-
over the Giants' defense.
Darnold has looked
Le'Veon's
so,
really gonna
but
play.
Darnold has looked so bad,
yeah,
so
but Darnold
bad.
sees ghosts.
That's my point. That's even worse.
Yeah, give me the Giants.
So we got 2 for the Giants.
I might.
Although I hope the Jets win because I just want.
I
Le'Veon
might bite the
to score, like,
bullet and
5
just say
touchdowns.
tie, like risk losing it.
Are you going for the tie? Remember, you have to guess the
No,
score as well.
I'll pick the Giants.
And we have all three going for the Giants. Then
I don't know if that's a good
hard.
choice.
I don't know because it's technically it's a Jets home game, but does it really matter? No. So the next one we have Falcons Saints. Breeze is of course back. Kamara's back. This will be a blowout. This will be a murder. So I'm guessing 3 Saints here. Cole.
What teams playing?
Falcons Saints.
Saints.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so next we have Chiefs Titans. The Titans defense is kind of legit.
Yeah, but I like the Chiefs as Patty Mahomes is coming back. By the way,
yeah, Patrick Mahomes comeback game. I can't really see the Titans.
You almost fucked me last week.
I'm sorry. I really
Why do I really want to take that?
You want the Falcons over the Saints? I mean, technically it's a Saints home game, and the Falcons are 1-7.
I don't know how the Falcons can lose this much with that good of an offense.
The Falcons are 1-7. Cole.
Don't understand.
I don't either. But Alvin Kamara is coming back too. This is like the healthiest the Saints have been all year. And Matt Ryan is coming back. So if they were going to have an offensive explosion, it would be this week. But that defense, the Saints defense is good though. It's not bad.
I never predict upsets though. I can't.
You really don't.
Incapable of picking upsets.
I pick them all the time because I'm just that good.
No, you just pick so many of them that you eventually get. You're like 1 for 10.
Excuse me, I picked the Ravens over the Patriots? Question mark?
Yeah, that's your first one you've gotten right all year. Congrats.
False. That's just straight up not true.
Did you pick the Jets to beat the Cowboys? No.
No. That did not happen. No, actually.
No, give me the Saints. I can't pick the Falcons.
All right, do we have 3 for the Chiefs?
I got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to Ravens Bengals.
Ravens. Not even a doubt.
Yeah,
this is like the
unless
week
Lamar
of, like,
collapses or something.
Actually, there are a couple of good games this week. You'll see.
There's no way the Bengals are gonna.
Bills Browns. So I mean, theoretically, the Bills should win this game, but again, I feel like the Bills are a type of team
I think the Browns are just too dysfunctional at this point.
I just think the Bills should win this game. I feel like they're also the type of team that can any week still lose, even though they look good on paper. It just it feels like the Bills could just lose every week. Yeah, they do.
Who?
Bills.
The Bills have a defense. The Bills are being carried by their defense.
They're tough.
Yeah, I got the Bills as well. All right, Cardinals Buccaneers.
I guess I'm picking the Bills, man. We get a chance to answer. Jesus.
I thought you did.
I didn't say either team.
Oh, okay. Are you picking the Bills?
Yes.
All right. So Cardinals Bucks.
Dude, I honestly don't fucking know.
I mean, the Cardinals look a little bit better.
They have the fewest turnovers.
All right. Well, look. Here's something interesting. David Johnson said he's 100% playing.
Why does that matter?
Well, he hasn't played a single game recently.
So...
And Kenyon Drake just played against the 49ers and just ripped the 49ers defense apart. As on the Cardinals, of course. That's why.
Yeah,
that was relevant.
but still, I got it.
Give me the Cardinals.
Cardinals. There we go.
I feel like I'm getting all of these wrong.
Who are they picking next? Or who are they playing again? I just forgot.
The Buccaneers.
Dude, that's how forgettable they are. It's like I don't even know.
It's at Tampa, just for the record.
I think their claim to fame this year is going to be, we took the Seahawks to...
We took the Seahawks to overtime
Mike Evans
in Seattle.
Had a sick year. That's about it.
Yeah.
We finished 5-11.
You know what? I picked the Buccaneers.
Of course you did.
I'm gonna go with Ryan. I picked the Bucks. I think Jameis Winston and
I think
their receiving core is really good.
They have no reason to beat the Cardinals. They're not going to the playoffs, but
I don't think the Cardinals have any reason to beat the Bucks either.
The Cardinals have a better record, but they don't really have a reason. But if David Johnson plays, I think that he's gonna struggle. He's not gonna struggle, but I don't know. I think the Buccaneers. There's no real reason.
I'm following Ryan on the Bucks.
I just think the Bucks win it. All right, Lions Bears.
Pretty sure I'm getting all of these wrong.
This is literally a game of two teams with nearly identical records.
I'm getting this wrong. I'm going with the Lions. I think honestly Mitchell Trubisky just sucks enough.
I was gonna pick the Lions this game either way because.
Oh, okay. Matt Stafford's way better, and the Bears defense, it's not as good as it used to be.
I know how good Russell Wilson is. He's the MVP frontrunner, but my God, Stafford's having a year too. Don't put him out there. He's not an MVP, but he is having just as good a year in some ways.
Taking the Lions.
And the Bears defense, by the way.
I bet they already played this year.
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to play twice.
Yeah, they do play. But here's the thing: the Bears defense has not looked that great recently for what they're supposed to be their strong suit. Dolphins, Colts. In a shocking stunner, the Colts lost to the Steelers. Remember that?
Yeah, but the Colts also lost Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, that's true.
He did get hurt.
But Brian Hoyer did play that whole game. And Jacoby Brissett sounds like he might be coming back this game.
I'm still going to pick the Colts even if he doesn't play. I think the Colts are just an overall.
Isn't T.Y. Hilton out?
Jacoby Brissett is limited. Yeah, T.Y. Hilton's out for a month, actually. So that's kind of a deep threat gone.
It doesn't matter.
I think the Colts defense is just better.
Who are they playing? I forgot. Are they playing the
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh,
Again, another forgettable team.
Yeah.
I got 3. So we got 3 for the Colts here.
The Colts have a lot of injuries. I mean,
They
is
do.
Brissett playing?
He's limited in practice today.
But I'm telling you right now,
fuck
if
is
the
that?
Dolphins-
That basically means he's
Dolphins are
questionable.
trying to lose.
Yeah, but they also
Alright,
won
give me
against
the
the
Colts.
Jets. So a team that's trying to
Jets
lose.
are not an impressive win.
Yeah, but Cole,
Yeah.
that's the thing. For a team that's trying to lose, winning is not what you want to do.
They probably just won that game because they were like, oh, damn, we probably should.
We
look like we're
gotta win
trying
one.
to lose every game.
All right.
We don't want to be 0-16.
Panthers, Packers.
Oh shit!
Hard
Yeah, dude.
game after
Honestly,
the
Christian McCaffrey is just like
with the Panthers looking better, and Cam Newton is officially shut out for the season. 100% confirmed. So it's
Oh,
Kyle
no.
Allen's team now, right? For at least this season.
That oversized running back is out.
And Christian McCaffrey, who is apparently
That's tragic.
the best running back in the NFL this year, by the way. Shout out to Cole on that one.
Whatever.
honestly, I'll pick the Pack. I'm picking the Packers. I don't think
This is in Green Bay, I believe. So all conditions. Apparently it was snowing in Green
I'm
Bay,
thinking.
so
Well, yeah, it sounds about
it's gonna
right.
be a cold ass game. And the Panthers
Boy,
played.
snow is in June in Green Bay.
I mean, the Packers stunned me with their loss to the Chargers, but I think that's just a one-off.
That Chargers team is a lot better than we think, and their defense is a lot better than the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't. The Panthers. Here's the thing that worries me about this game. The Packers defense, the run defense, looks terrible, and the Panthers run offense is incredible, especially with Christian McCaffrey. If the Packers got to come out of the gate firing in this one, or this game will get out of hand for them. So I'll still pick them until they show me that they really start like falling off on that defense. But they have got to be careful about this game. They could
I think
easily lose this game.
experience wins this game for the Packers.
You think who?
Experience.
Experience wins this game? Okay.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. is-
And it'll help that it's a freezing cold game with an NFC South team. That's a benefit. Next game, kind of a big game that shouldn't really be one. Rams Steelers, with both teams kind of struggling recently, especially the Rams.
The Rams have won 2 games in a row.
Yeah, but they're 5-3, and
Yeah,
the
but
Pittsburgh
that doesn't
Steelers are on a come up recently, winning 3 in a row. Actually, no, I think they might have even won 4. No, I don't think they won 3.
3.
Yeah, so the Rams are 5-3, Steelers are 4-4, barely sneaking out a win in
Well, it
Indianapolis.
seems like if I pick against the Steelers, they win. So Rams.
I mean, the
Do you
Steelers.
even want the Steelers to win?
The Steelers can still make the playoffs. Shockingly enough.
Well, wild card, they'll probably hit it
Wild
at
card.
8-8 if they make it, but I doubt they will.
So we got Rams Steelers. Who are we going here?
Rams.
We got 1 for Rams.
They're gonna
I
come
don't
back.
know.
Tiger is gonna blow up this game.
You think? The Rams have not looked great recently.
Is Donaldson
2
hurt?
games.
or is he
They won
out?
2 games in a row, then they went on a bye.
Yeah, but barely winning 2 games.
Okay, Tyler Gurley's gonna blow up.
Rams.
Uh,
Injury report. I don't think Donaldson's hurt anymore. I think he's back. Clay Matthews is returning.
Who's
which is big
Donaldson?
for the Rams.
I mean, Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
yeah, sure that.
Oh, by the way, Brandon Cooks is out, which is a big, deep threat.
They still have Cooper Cup.
Yeah, that is true.
James Conner did not practice on Thursday.
I don't think like
Might not mean anything, but it could be out.
Sorry. I gotta go with the Rams. I don't think
Alright,
the
2
Steelers
for
have
the
enough,
Rams.
especially because Ben's done. I don't think the quarterback's good enough.
You know what? I'm gonna be the odd one out. I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
If Goff just doesn't screw it up.
Yeah,
literally,
Goff
he's
could
the only one-
really
he's
mess
gonna
this
fuck
game up, to
himself.
be honest.
Basically, he's gonna fuck himself.
I'm gonna pick the Steelers because F it. They've won 3 in a row. They look decent against the Colts, enough to win. And if James Conner plays, that Rams defense is struggling right now. All right, big NFC game here: Vikings, Cowboys at Dallas.
Cowboys.
Oh, fuck. Cowboys.
You got both you picking the Cowboys. The Vikings look
dude.
really
Cowboys.
good.
Yeah,
Vikings
but
are.
Cousins can't play against good defenses.
Oh, damn. Okay. I
Dude,
mean,
I'm not even
their
joking.
Vikings
If
are
you
6
look at
and
his
3
games-
though.
Yeah, he lights up the shitty defenses.
Yeah, okay, he's had some easy games recently, but I mean, still, that offense looks. I mean, look at Dalvin Cook, and their defense has been performing pretty well recently. The Vikings, at least. Also, Amari Cooper might not play.
That's fine.
Cooper's gonna
Just
play.
feed Zeke the ball.
Amari, how are you so sure
Amari
Amari
Cooper's
Cooper?
Fantasy points.
Fantasy points. Amari, I'm just saying, he might not play. Which would be a big loss for the Vikings. I believe Adam Thielen is playing, though, which is obviously very important for the Vikings. Or big loss for the Cowboys. Adam Thielen playing is big for the Vikings.
Look, they beat. Okay, here I want to run down their schedule. They beat the Falcons, who crappy defense.
Obviously.
Lost to Green Bay, who doesn't have a terrible defense. They beat the Raiders. Okay. They beat the Bears. Okay. They beat the Giants.
Raiders
Okay.
have a bad defense.
Yeah. So do the Giants. So do the Eagles. So does Detroit.
Yeah. Yep.
They
That's all true.
beat the Redskins. Okay, but they lost to the Chiefs.
Chiefs have a
Oh,
bad
sorry,
defense.
they lost to the Bears. I didn't say I shouldn't have said that. That's my bad.
What might give me this one is the Cowboys have looked kind of decent recently, and this is at Dallas. At Dallas, so I'm gonna go Cowboys on this one.
I think Cowboys is a safe bet.
Cole, who do you have?
Cowboys. Cowboys need to win this game.
Yeah,
That
this
is
is a
true.
huge
To
game for
win
them.
his
If
game.
they want to win the NFC East, if they want to guarantee themselves a spot in the
rest of
playoffs, this is their game.
I mean,
And
the
then-
rest of their season's kind of like they need to win a lot because they've got a tough schedule.
This next game might just be game of the week, and I'm not even sure the NFL thought it was going to be, but if they did, props to them. Seahawks 49ers.
Well, I mean, I don't think we expected the Seahawks defense to be, or not the Seahawks defense, the Seahawks offense to be good. And
I don't think we expected the
Niners
Niners
Russell
defense to be this damn good,
Yeah,
or
right.
Russell
I don't
Wilson to
think
have
the
such a
Niners
damn
defense
good
was
season
supposed to
all of
be
a sudden.
this good,
I mean, these are two unexpectedly very good teams at this point.
basically.
And it's at San Francisco, which obviously helps San Francisco, which makes this even
Aren't
harder
the
to pick.
Seahawks undefeated on the road?
Their only 2 losses have come at home. Yep. They lost to the Ravens in Seattle, and I can't remember who else it was. So this is a hard one to pick because honestly, I think whoever defense shows up this game wins.
See, the thing is, I think if Jimmy Garoppolo can play well, he'll be fine. Like, they'll be fine.
Josh Gordon's also now on their team, but he was apparently limited.
He'll play.
Yeah.
Because he's just got to. He hasn't played in a while. He's got to work back into the lineup. I mean, you give him like.
Other than that, there's
guarantee you
no
the next 2
reported
days of,
injuries at all.
over the next 2 days, I bet you by like because they'll practice
Yeah.
like probably pretty late. I bet you he'll be considered full practice by like
George Kittle did not practice
walk through
though
Saturday.
on the 49ers. That's the only other injury, and he is a really big part of their offense. There are some people who are saying that Jimmy Garoppolo will easily pick apart the 49ers or the Seahawks defense, which I can understand. The Seahawks defense does not look good. I mean, look how many points they gave up to I think it was the Buccaneers? Yeah, the Buccaneers. And they're not a good team, except maybe on offense, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like...
Dude.
What is so funny?
Just the Chargers couldn't get the snap off, even though Philip Rivers called 10 times.
Oh my god.
He was just sitting there yelling for the ball, and they just like, what?
He's like, come on, snap it.
Alright, well, we need
He's
an
like,
answer,
"Hike,
boys. We need a
hike,
pick here.
Throw me the ball.
He said hike like 3 times, and the O-lineman, the center just turned around, it's like, dude, there's 1 on the clock. And he's like, yeah, I know, get the ball.
I just watched that. And then he gets sacked.
Yeah,
Feels
but they called
bad.
away a game, so he sells another.
Okay, so we need a pick. Seahawks 49ers, boys. I know it's a hard one.
I don't. Who do? Jesus, that was.
Russell Wilson is literally making every game possible for the Seahawks at this point. Literally any game that looks out of hand is possible. The 49ers haven't lost though. They played good teams and haven't lost.
This is their make or break game on whether or not they go undefeated.
They're not gonna go undefeated.
I don't think they go undefeated, but oh my god.
I don't have I can't even name a
A
This
what?
is such a hard game.
49ers receiver.
The 49ers are
Who they
favored
have?
in this game.
It's not that.
They have
their
Emmanuel
running
Sanders,
backs are
cool.
Sick, dude. They've got a nice.
Oh wait,
duo.
sorry. And they're
Yeah, they do have Sanders.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He just got traded from the Broncos.
That's right.
last week.
Right.
He just got traded. They also have Deebo Samuel, but it's not really that. It's George Kittle. It's their tight end is incredible. That's their
too.
and Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman, just all these
their
different
running back
players.
duo
But
is-
it's their defense.
they're
It's
nice.
honestly their defense. Their defense is probably the
Are
best.
they
in the
really
league.
good enough to go undefeated though?
Their defense looks really good.
D Ford is having a career year. DJ Jones, another one. DeForest Buckner's great. Richard
Both-
Sherman's
the
doing
Bosa
great.
boys killing it.
Yeah, exactly. Bosa. I mean, just all of them
Can
really.
they go undefeated?
Probably
yeah,
not. They have some hard games coming up, but still, I think they do at least.
It's, their division isn't too bad.
They should win their division. I mean, they have the Packers coming up.
Oh,
they have
have
the Ravens.
a really
they have the-
hard schedule.
Yeah,
they
have
might have the hardest schedule. No way.
They play the Seahawks twice still left. They have
They
to
gotta
play the
beat the
Rams.
Packers,
They have to play the
Ravens,
Saints, the
Rams.
Ravens, the Packers. They have a very hard
They're
schedule
gonna win that
coming
game
up.
against the Rams. I can tell you that now.
They do look like they'll beat the Rams. I'll be honest. They might.
They'll beat.
So okay, here's the question: do they beat Seattle at home or in Seattle? And that's the question. Or do they beat them both times?
Jesus.
They might be able to.
Or do they lose both times?
All
That's
right,
the hard question.
give me the Niners this week. but
49ers.
They're gonna lose to the Saints. I guarantee you they lose.
All right, losing to the Saints. Ooh, wow. Wait, you're picking the Saints over the Seahawks?
No, he's picking the Saints.
No, I know. I'm saying
in like 5 weeks.
we're picking the Saints to beat the 49ers instead
I'm saying
of
the
Seahawks.
Niners aren't gonna go undefeated because I guarantee you that they lose to the Saints.
Okay.
That's just the one loss I'm gonna pick.
All right. I get it.
I think they win this week. I think the Niners win this
Yeah,
week.
but give me the Niners this week.
Niners this week. So we got 2 for Niners. This is such a hard game. I have seen Russell Wilson pull off games that
Please, Russell.
should
Please
not
go off, Russell. Please
should
go
not have been won. Like, for example, he should have lost against the Buccaneers had he not pulled off some insane shit to get to OT and then win it in
Please,
OT.
Russell.
My God, what a game that was. And that was against the Tampa Bay. So clearly the Seahawks defense is not that great.
If Russell Wilson wins this game, just give me MVP.
This would be an
Honestly,
absolute
I would agree
stunner.
with that. If he tears this defense up, and they make the playoffs.
You know what? Every time I bet against Russell, I've been wrong. So I'm gonna give
bet
it
for him, 'cause
Seahawks.
then you'll make him wrong.
I'm gonna bet Seahawks because I'll probably be wrong anyway. So every big game I choose, I've been wrong. It doesn't matter at this point. But that's gonna be a hell of a game to watch. All right, so that's all Week 10 games. Then we have to pick the Thursday night game for Week 11. Steelers Browns in a massive shootout, of course, at Cleveland. Who you guys got?
Honest to God, the Steelers should win.
I don't care.
Don't
Yeah,
really
I'm a
care.
Steelers fan. I mean, people probably say like, "You're not a Steeler if you don't care." Yeah, I don't care.
Wait, what?
Whoa,
was the
whoa, now
Niners game after
technically-
the Cowboys game?
Yes,
said?
it's Monday
Did I
night.
miss one?
It's Monday night football this week.
Who's Sunday night?
Sunday night is Vikings Cowboys.
Oh, okay, I thought I missed one.
No, you're good. So
I'm
Steelers
gonna go
Browns.
Thursday. I'm gonna pick the Steelers just because the Browns look so like not good right now. Just not good.
The Steelers are on a 3-game win streak, and if they beat the the Rams, and what I think would be a massive stunner, honestly, if they do, if they beat the Rams, they should easily beat the Browns. But if they lose to the Rams,
They can still beat the
it could
Browns.
go either way.
The Rams are at least a competent team right now. The
Yeah.
Browns, I just don't know what they're doing.
Does anyone know what the
I
Browns?
mean
are
the
doing?
Browns.
We got an upset. Cole's picking the Browns.
Well, I don't think. What are they right now? 2-6.
Yes, and if they
I
lose
think they'll
this
lose
week, they'll be 2-7.
Sunday, but they're 2-8.
If they lose,
They have
if
too much
lose
talent to go
Sunday,
2-8.
No, if they lose
Well,
Sunday,
we thought they would
Odell's
be in the
gonna go nuts, dude.
playoffs. Some people are
Odell's
picking
gonna
the
go
Browns for the
nuts
Super
if
I
they
Bowl.
lose
never picked the Browns to go to the playoffs.
Some
like
people
7.
bet on them to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, those people are idiots.
It's true.
Can't fix that.
I mean, the Browns safeties are out here on Twitter making death threats. There's some clear problems they got.
They gotta win some game.
Do they? They're on a 4-game losing streak, Cole.
Yeah, it's not gonna get to 6.
They were 2-2.
When they lose Sunday, their receiver
They're what?
bitching at the quarterback, and
It's true.
they're gonna like, give us the fucking ball. Use your talent, you idiots.
Austin, who you got?
Bench Baker if you have to.
I said the Steelers, dude. If they
So
bench
you're
Baker,
going
they're gonna lose every game.
Steelers. So we got back-to-back. This is at Cleveland. The last time they played at Cleveland, they... Wait, no. Actually, no, they didn't. Never mind.
I don't think the Browns have honestly beat the Steelers.
I don't know why I'm agreeing with Cole,
Recently.
but I honestly see the Browns winning this game.
I could be totally wrong on this.
No,
I'm just being
There's
honest.
really no reason for me to pick them. They have shown me nothing, and the Steelers actually look semi-decent all of a sudden. But my God, if the Browns go 2-8, there's going to be death threats.
Not just on the other people.
No,
On players.
exactly. On like the GM, the president, the owner is going to be like fans rioting, and it's going to be terrible. And it's a home game. You know, Cleveland's going to be pissed.
Might throw some more beer bottles on the field.
Yeah, I mean, they might turn into the Bills Mafia and throw dildos everywhere. It's not going to be a good thing to be in Cleveland. So, yeah. All right, so that's all our picks. So, again, last week to wrap it up, we had Cole winning just by 1. Although, technically, if the Raiders hold on to this lead, that very slim lead of 3 points that they have, it will be a 3-way tie. So, not over yet, but that is technically all our picks.
He listened when he wants the ball.
How did the Packers lose to this team?
Listen, we had a bad game.
We had a bad
game.
All right, so that's technically all the NFL we have.
Rodgers just played mediocre, but he didn't throw a pick.
And what's up, Austin? You were saying my name?
No, I was just saying you can close this out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. We are I'm trying to get the highlights spread out a little bit more evenly, so we get more of the interesting parts and less of just like random things that we're talking about throughout the episode. But make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment if you guys have any topics that you find interesting throughout the week that you want us to cover, any sports related topics. It could be of any sport, by the way. It doesn't have to be NFL, NBA, whatever sport besides, of course, golf or tennis. Please don't forget this.
I did get somebody who's like, you guys cover NHL? And I was like, maybe we'll do that later.
Which is actually not a bad idea, considering NHL's starting to get a little bit more interesting as
it's
the
not gonna
season goes on. It gets more interesting.
You gotta wait till like January, February. Trust me.
Yeah, it'll get progressively more interesting, but right now it's kind of like topsy-turvy. We don't really know who's the best teams right now. At least I don't know much.
I can tell you that my Penguins are actually, they just came back tonight. They were down 0-3 and they came back and won 4-3.
Yeah, you definitely need to cut that.
Yeah, I'll just put this as a highlight.
Thank God I'm going to a wedding.
Yeah, you're lucky. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell us if you have any topics you want us to talk about, and we will see you guys in our next episode. Have a good day.
Just remember, Ryan's wrong.